Okay, am I good? Let me turn this up real quick. There's gonna be a slight echo. Okay. I really don't want to kick off like the very first stream for Monster Hunter Wilds and this stream in a while with like some complaining. But I'm gonna give a full disclaimer, and I like to do these very early in my streams. That way, if I go back and listen to them, I can be like, I called it. There's an Elgato light to my left. Hold on, let me make sure that all my okay, yeah, everything's nothing's muted. Everything should be coming through. There's an Elgato light to my left. And I'm smiling now, even though I'm not in a very good mood, because I have two Elgato lights. I'm not going to go long with this. But, like, 20 minutes before I was supposed to go live today, it just starts blinking. And I think that it was blinking because it can't pair. I think it's failing. It's a hardware failure, I think. And there's nothing I can do. I can probably try getting a new one, but Elgato doesn't make these anymore. And so I was literally just about to go live with Monster Hunter. I'm like, I knocked everything out. I'm ready to play for a couple hours. And then the light started blinking. So I almost didn't turn on the stream today because my thought was, I don't want to be in a foul mood when I play the game. And I spent all this time kind of getting my stream set up in the way that makes me the most comfortable when I play. And then the light thing started happening. So I almost didn't stream today. It's stable now, but it was stable earlier and then it started blinking, and if it pops up on stream, you'll easily be able to see it because it's just like this flickering that hits like the left side of my face. And I think that now that I'm not as like dejected over, oh, my light's not working, I'll say this: if it starts happening during the stream of which I'm going to probably play for like an hour and some change, then I'll just turn the light off. My face won't be as illuminated from the left, and that'll be sucks, but that's kind of the best I can do, because I do want to play this game, and I want it to be fun and enjoyable, and I want the entire story mode to be streamed, and I just didn't want to jump into this and be like, oh, my life's not working, like, so, we'll see how long it lasts. I actually didn't even think of this being a problem, because when I was doing all the stream testing stuff, like, the week leading up to this game, I was like, my lights are working, my audio's working, like, everything's good. But I didn't think about, well, what if the light's on for too long? Like, what happens then? And I don't know, maybe that's part of it. So I'm going to try not to blab too much about stream woes. But I have one more stream woe thing to talk about. I don't know. Hold on. Let me check my volume real quick here. There's going to be some duplicate audio, but I just want to see something. How's my audio coming in here? Audio. I cannot hear the game right now. Okay. It's just... I'm gonna turn this down. It's like ultra loud in my ears, yo. I guess I can just turn the headphones down. That's what I can do. I think I'll do a stream tomorrow during the day where I kind of show off my settings, because I think that sounds fine for the stream. I'm gonna change it from 73% output to like... I just changed it to 72. It's like 1%. It's probably not gonna make that much of a difference, but when I look at the levels in wavelength, I'm clearly louder than the game. I say clearly, but I'm not that much louder than the game, so I think I am going to turn this down a bit. I'm going to turn this down to like 70. I think it should be fine. Okay. I'll talk about some stream stuff, I guess, as I play, or maybe I'll just say that for a different stream. Off stream... Oh man, I didn't do any of this stuff on stream. I just realized, like, I'm looking at my stream over here, like how the screen flickers. There's so much I could talk about, but I don't want that to be on this one. I kind of just want to play the game. And again, I'm saying this for me, but if that light starts flickering, I will just turn it off. I'm not gonna get upset. No save data exists? Ooh. I thought I had I thought it was gonna carry over part of the beta. Oh, I'm gonna turn the volume back up to 73. I believe 73%. The other thing too that I've thought about a lot when it comes to streaming is like I feel like the streaming landscape has kind of changed a bit, but I still want to. I'm gonna put in the real thing. Wait. Do I want to do this on stream? Sure. I don't think anybody's gonna notice. It's not gonna be a big enough deal. And who knows? Maybe this is fake. What I'm putting in right now. I'm doing it so fast because it's not real. Yeah. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, I think I was gonna say I'm gonna try to talk about some stream stuff before I jump into the game, but I believe in this. I think that having the audio be at 73%, I think that this is accurate. I think this is good. But I'm only gonna stream for an hour, so we'll see how this sounds tomorrow. It was just that when I booted the game up, it was like everything was loud and huh? I'm not reading this. I really should because I feel like I'm reading the title, but I don't know if it's like the same thing. You've agreed to okay. Oh, this okay. So stream stuff, right? I'm so worried with this light flickering. um so I'm gonna briefly go into this, right? It's supposed to be just the game, but whatever, I gotta talk about it. So one of the things I'll probably bring up in another stream where I talk about all my settings at length is I realized that I could, between my computer, the HDMI cable, the PS5, you know, the capture card, that I could do 1440p resolution, and I can do variable refresh rate between 48 to 120. And for a long time, I had just been playing games in 4K, which, again, I'll go into this at length another time, 60 hertz. But somewhere along the way, I just really wanted to have higher frame rate. I say somewhere along the way, and I kind of realize now that I was playing Street Fighter, and I wanted to have 120 hertz turned on. Hey, what's up, Thread? Just going through some stream stuff. Some stream settings. So now that I know I can use the variable refresh rate, I'm not really as concerned with 4K. I'm not going to prioritize resolution. This is the first game I'm not going to do this with. When I played other games, God of War, Elden Ring, just whatever, I would usually play the highest resolution I could. And then when I'm going through the game a second time or doing like, you know, extra quests at the end or something, then I'd put on quality mode. But I'm changing that this time because I like Monster Hunter too much. So I wouldn't say I like it too much. I just want this to be a good experience. So instead, I will prioritize frame rate. Configure settings to prioritize frame rate instead of resolution. Your character will move with fluidity, making action smoother. There it is. 120 hertz turned on. Frame rate limit off. Wait. Configure. What's this one? Ah, okay. Limits the frame rate to 60 FPS. This can only be selected if the performance settings options set to frame rate. Okay. It changed it to off automatically, so I thought maybe I just couldn't use it. Okay, so now, can I go here? Yes. Cool. What's the second one? Limits the frame rate to 40 frames per second. This can only be selected if the performance setting option. Ah, okay. I set to balance at 100. Okay, cool. I wonder which one of these is like more ideal. I mean, this one obviously has higher frames per second, but I think balance kind of reminds me of what Horizon did, but I can't pick that one on frame rate. I wonder if maybe I should do balanced. Hold on. Okay, sets weather to allow 120 hertz refresh rate option only affects displays this. Okay, which may allow smoother visual quality. This setting does not guarantee 120 FPS frame rate, depending on the display output resolution. Okay, so I'm going to leave that on. And that's on either way. So this is, I'm trying not to get into all the technical jargon before I make a stream about it. But that's probably going to be smoother even if it was 4K. But I think I'm going to... Wait. No, Justin, you know what time it is? I know what time it is. Oh, man. Um, Configure settings to provide the best possible balance. I feel like this means that the resolutions or the frame rate's going to fluctuate. Configure settings to provide the best possible balance between resolution and frame rate, focusing on balancing graphical detail with smooth character movements. I mean, this has got to be the one, right? I just can't get 60 here. I feel like balanced is probably the best one to go with. I think if you really want the highest frame rate, I mean, this is how it works, right? You get resolution, but then you don't get the frames. You get frame rate, but then you don't get the resolution. And balance is the in-between. 40 frames? I don't know. I can't believe I'm sitting this long at this screen. I'm gonna go with frame rate. I'm going with frame rate. And if I don't like the way that it looks, I'll pick balance. But I think I'm gonna removes the frame rate limit, allowing the frame rate to change based on your rendering load. Wait, maybe I want this to be off. Yeah, maybe I want it to be off. I think so. Because if you set it to 60, then it's, well, this game doesn't do 120 FPS. I guess I don't know. I don't want to talk about all this technical stuff. I'm gonna leave it off for now, and I might play with this off stream. Okay. This is always so interesting because it's always different than what the stream sees because of the monitor that I have. Adjust peak luminosity to maintain the visual experience and account for differences in display and viewing environments. Okay. I probably don't want this higher than 10. I mean, I cannot tell a difference in what's happening. Oh. Adjust peak luminosity to maintain the visual experience and account for differences in display and viewing environments. Oh, I see. I always get this messed up, man. Every time. And this is gonna make me sound so elitist with my monitor, but it is a monitor thing. Like it's funny. When I sit here right now and I look at the stream, I can see the checkered box on the stream, but I can't see it on my monitor. Can I? No, not kinda. Now that I know I'm looking for it. But I can't see it at all. It's completely white at 7. Oh, oh man, I don't know. Adjust while facing the screen head on. Okay, so sit up straight until there is no difference in between the light and the dark areas in the grid pattern. There's no difference. Okay, so 2, I can see it. 3, 4, barely. 5, I can't see it. Like if I didn't know there was a grid, I wouldn't see it. So I guess there's no difference. Overall brightness, I think everything's fine here. I think just having it adjust brightness of shadows and okay, yeah, I think this is fine. Saturation, I think that's good. I think in the middle's fine. I usually don't change this stuff. Like I change the HDR settings, like I just turn it on here and I just let the console kind of do what it needs to do. I don't know if I want to really modify stuff within the game. I think I'm fine here. Set your playback device to optimize your listening environment. Oh, I guess I am using headphones. So I guess I'll leave that. Voice chat. I'll disable this one because I think if I group up, down the road, Thryden, maybe even tomorrow if you're available, I'll probably do Discord as opposed to the voice chat. Adjust the size of the HUD, default, living room. I think default's fine. That doesn't say default, it says desk. Well, it is a desk. Oh, yeah. I'm overthinking this. Desk is fine. Color blindness, I think I'm good. Arachnophobia assistance. Adjust the appearance of some multi-legged creatures doesn't affect. Adjust the appearance? Adjust the appearance of some small monsters. No, I'm good. I think I'm good here. Okay. Cool. I do like how tempered I am about this game, though. I think the Justin of many years ago probably would have been like super excited. It's here, Monster Hunter. I've been waiting my whole life. I was kind of like that with Elden Ring. That was only like 2 years ago, but yeah, it mark this moment because I probably won't be saying this like 14 hours from now, or maybe like 5 hours from now. But it's good to be back in the world of Monster Hunter. And then hard cut to, why is my character? I'm so slow. All right, I think we're good. Start game. I'm not too worried now, but I am still mindful that this light's going to start flickering to my left. I really don't want to buy another one. Oh, we're right in here. And see, now the audio seems too low. I don't want... okay, that's another thing. I don't want to miss any of the story. I'm totally going to be following the story. Oh, there's some hopping.
This way.
What are you doing?
Nata, you can escape through here.
Escape?
People out there will help you. Hmm?
But what about you?
Go on.
Wait!
Go!
Don't leave me!
Be strong!
Okay. So, I'm... Forbidden Lands, a region that was...
Begin observation log of the East-West buffer zone and the Eastlands beyond, commonly known as the Forbidden Lands.
Weather?
Fair.
Inclemencies?
None.
Visibility?
Dust haze present.
Monsters?
Oh man, dude, okay. I didn't want to, oh, I almost lost it.
Monsters?
That guy, the guy on the blimp, he has the armor.
Endemic life?
I think it's called the Guardian armor
A number of native birds.
from World. It's the blue with the red.
All
Ooh.
standard readings, sir.
I said that guy, woman.
Yes.
Other anomalies?
Okay, I don't want to lose it. I just
Other anomalies?
want to focus on the story.
Someone's in trouble! Set us down along the desert perimeter!
Okay. This suddenly...
It can't be a child!
Wow. Capcom? Already, that's really good. They sliced... Okay. They sliced out a part of
Are
the
you all right?
the
Can you
demo
hear me?
story, and it's going to lead into that.
He's still breathing.
Luarte. Luarte.
It's an ancient language.
Tend to him.
Right.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying not to geek out too much. I was like, I'm not that excited, and then I saw the armor, and I was like, ooh, I'm excited.
I don't see any serious injuries.
I heard some popping.
I thought the Forbidden Lands were uninhabited, sir.
It seems we must do a more thorough investigation.
That is a massive lance. Yeah, I can hear it. There's some popping. You deceive me, Justin? I'll have to come back then. I don't know what you're talking about. cool. It's not going to ruin my playthrough. I just don't know yet if that popping is... Probably gonna spend the rest of the stream just at the character window. I don't know if that popping is me or if that's the game. Because I spent a lot of time, like, leading up to this stream, like, testing different games, listening to different audio, so my audio sounded good. And I've thought about, I mean, there's not really much I can do here. A lot of these games say, when you're in these settings, that like, oh, if this is happening, turn this feature off. I mean, I have a monitor that can do this, but maybe there's something going on audio-wise. I don't want to get too in the weeds about it now. But it's just that I was hearing some popping, and actually, now that I think about it, that audio popping is probably me. I just don't know what on my side it could be, and I don't really want to troubleshoot it at length right now. I may troubleshoot this like off stream tomorrow. Yeah. The popping doesn't seem to be happening here in the menu. But yeah, it was just something that I heard, and it was happening with the rocks were falling, so I was like, is that the rocks, or... Okay. Thorn, what do you mean you deceived me? You deceived me, Justin. I'm trying to think of when you said that, like, I'm like, about like the story, or... Okay, Hunter... I actually really like the default. If I would have gotten on this game earlier and not run into the issues I had, I really would have liked to make a character that looked like me. Maybe I can plug in the headphones. Maybe there's something going on with my... But yeah, anyway. I really wanted to make a character that kind of looked like me, but I'm really not good at making characters look like me. I see other players make characters that kind of look like the person, whether it's themselves or other people, and I'm like, man, I've never been good at that. But what I wanted to do if I got on early enough is I was going to pull up a picture of me on my other monitor, and then I was going to try to just, you know, match it up as best I could. But I didn't end up getting on early enough, so... I actually really like the default guy. I think he's great. I think he looks cool. But if this is something... I don't know if I'll be able to change my appearance as the game goes on. Can I zoom in? Damn. I really like the base guy. I think the base guy looks awesome. Hey. So 10, is 10 the base guy also? No, 9? Just with different hair? No, it's not. Okay. I won't spend too much time on this, but I do want to kind of make a little bit of a customizable dude. Let's see. I want to change the hair. Hair. Style. 3, 2. This music is fantastic. This is a cool haircut. It looks kind of anime. It's like an anime protagonist hair. Not bad. Dude, this one's pretty good. If I did want to make something that looked like me, that something with some sort of like twist or lock would be pretty close. Let's see what else they got. Oh, this one's cool. I always, whenever I play a game, I always like picking characters with really long hair. You know, just so that like they seem wise and experienced. I like picking the long hair. I think the character I had in the previous game, he had like a long ponytail. It was like kind of like a, I was gonna say like a samurai cut, but it was more than that. It was like it went up and then went straight back. Okay. This one's dreads, but it's not. Dang, I think this would probably look better if I had resolution mode turned on, because that doesn't look that good. It looks like spaghetti. Oh, this one's pretty good. It's really close to the last guy that I made. But I don't want to make the last guy. Oh, that's some anime hair for sure. That's like the, it's like Noctis hair. Okay, well, ooh. I'm getting all geeked out, but I really, like, I wouldn't wear this as my count. I can't be going into cutscenes doing that. That one's pretty good. Looks like a fencer. Yo, these hairstyles are pretty good, man. Oh, crap. This is like remarkably close to what my the last guy I had in World War. I think I like this one. Thinking about it, I wonder if this is like a maybe more of a woman's haircut. I think I like it on this dude. Yo, he looks pretty good, right? That's a good hairstyle too. Yeah, Capcom. Yo, how many hairstyles are there? Oh, the Griffith. Oh, the Griffith hairstyle. Griffith. All right. Okay, that's all of them. I think for now, I think this one's really resonating with me. It very well could be a woman's haircut. I like this one. I wonder if I can do some of this off stream though, because I kind of want to just hop in here. I didn't mention this earlier. I totally forgot how to use the Greatsword. That's one of the reasons I wanted to get on earlier in the day, is so that, I mean, this stream is called Story Mode Introduction and Greatsword, because I imagine I'd probably spend like 20 or 30 minutes just like getting the rotation back to the true great. What is it? The great. I don't even remember the name of it. The Greatsword slash the true something. I don't remember the name of the attack. Okay. I always got to do some sort of highlight, so I think base color, it is like a dark brown. That's not black, I don't think. Maybe it is. Ooh, hell yeah. That's like a dark brown. Let's go. Ooh, I was gonna say a little bit of red in there. Too much red. There we go. Dang, one tick. That's all it is. That's a little bit too much red. Okay, great. Okay. Ooh, I gotta think about how this character's gonna look too when he's wearing different outfits, but... Okay, so we'll lock that in. Did I save it? Yeah. Okay, cool. We'll lock that in. Accent color. This is gonna be like hella red. Oh. Yo! That's sick, no? Damn. This character's looking cool. I like that look. I'm feeling it. I always go with browns. I think about my Elden Ring character, Dark Souls 3 character. Not so much my Bloodborne character, but I usually do some sort of like dark haired character where like it's a little bit of black, or it could look black, but in like firelight it's like a brown. That might be a little bit too much orange for me. I think maybe something like, I think that. Wow. Cool. I'm having a fun time already. Whoops. Okay. I didn't change anything. Gotta look cool. All right. You know what? I spent all that time doing that. I kind of want to change the hair. Oh, cool. The accent colors stay. Ooh, the Sasuke hair. I think this is supposed to be like the guy one. The male one. I think the other one was like a female one, but that's fine. The dreads. Oh, man. I always think of the character from Tekken with this hair. He looks cool with this hairstyle. I like it. It's got the ponytail. But I want him to have a little bit darker skin tone. Okay. But I do like that. I think it looks cool. Gosh, man, I'm having fun already. And this is done. I mean, I haven't even fought anything yet. Gradient ratio. Let's see, it's at 5. What is this? Oh. I think 5 is fair. I mean, maybe 4. But I gotta see what it looks like with a slightly darker skin tone. This guy's not gonna look like me, but I'm gonna make him a little bit darker. Gradient intensity? Ooh, hold up. Change it back to 4. Cool. I think that's good. Maybe. There. Hair length 2? Oh. What was it before? It was probably a 10. Okay. I like this. Let's go back. All right, we gotta make this guy a little bit darker. Oh boy. 140. Oh, can I just use this? I can. Oh man, this is where I'm gonna look like a bigot, because I don't just want to make him darker skin, because this guy's facial features, like if I just did this, it wouldn't work. Like he doesn't look like he should be this skin color. It doesn't look accurate at all. But I am terrible when it comes to like getting ethnicities correct and like making them, which is why I wanted to make me. I think that's good. I'm not gonna be able to get me. You know what? I'm going for it. I'm gonna try to make me. I don't have a picture up, but I'm gonna go for it. I have a And the monitor I'm looking at when I go to like my other monitor, I can't use it as reference because its color is so off, like nothing matches. So I gotta use my main monitor. Let's see. That's too light. Darker's this way, right? Yeah, okay. So delicate. Okay. This guy's base model is super cool looking. Like, I'm looking at him from these different angles, and I'm like, he looks awesome. He doesn't look like me, but he looks cool. He looks like he could be somebody. All right, a little bit darker. A little bit lighter. Okay, I think it's fair. We're locking that in. Oh, did I get it? Skin texture? Texture? Oh, okay. Make him look a little weathered. Okay, so zero's default. What are these other ones? I cannot tell a difference. Oh, maybe it's like you pick a default and then you can, like, change it from here. Like here. There we go. Oh, shit. That actually looks cool. How, like, his forehead, you can kind of see the... I like that. Just so it doesn't look as, like... That's pretty cool. Now he's looking like a dude. Damn, this guy's handsome. It'd be cool if he did look like me. I mean, this being dialed up to 10, so what I'm on 4? Okay, let me dial this down to, like, let me pick, like, 4 in the middle, and then let's change this face out. Oh, it does adjust on the fly. Okay. These all... Am I tripping? These all look the same. It almost seems like it's more of a lighting thing. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 3. Ooh, I like 3. I think 3. It's so hard to tell difference between them, but I think... Whoa. Now he actually does look quite different. I'm going with 3. And then this. Whoa. He looks old. Not like an old man, but like, wow. So I want my guy to look relatively unseasoned. So I think... I think 4 looks good. Wrinkles? Can't tell difference. Oof. That's gonna be me. I think 2. I can't really see, but I think 2 just have something there. He's looking like a dude. All right. All right. You know, there's 2 things. If I'm dancing around this, but there's 2 things that is going to make this guy look the most like me. It's going to be the nose, and it's going to be the eyes. Listen, I've heard it my whole life. So, but I never get the nose right. I have like a flat round nose. Not round, but like just a flat like potato nose. It's not exactly it, but I know what I mean. And this guy doesn't have that, so I want to change this slightly. Nose. What do you call my thing that I got? Shape? Oh, here we go. Wait. All right. See, this is where it would be useful to have a picture of me up. You think that I look at myself enough to know? I don't. It's like I think I would know the nose when I see it. There's only 6 noses. It's probably closest to this one. Right? I got like a flat wide nose. And I only got 9 noses to pick from. So I guess the one's gonna be the closest. Oh shit. I can mix noses? Can I get more wide? Oh! I'm getting there. Listen, my nose isn't that big. God, what do I look like, man? I think it doesn't hook down like that. What does my nose look like? I think this is... It's like this, right? I can't see myself. Hold on, I'm going to pull up my Streamlabs. Is this my nose? Hold on, I gotta turn him. My nose is way wider than that. Maybe it is this other one. Maybe it is this one. Damn it, I suck at this. I suck at making faces. I've had like 18 games I can make faces, and I never get a good face. I'm just gonna stick with this one. He doesn't look like me, but man, I don't want to spend all day here. I will spend some off-screen time doing this, but just not right now. I'm gonna make my dude. Physique. Yeah, I think that's fine. Oh, can I make him jacked? Okay, no, in the middle, I think that's fine. I'm trying to think of what he'll look like with armor on. I know you can probably put armor on him, like, you know. Oh, maybe you can't. Display options? He looks crazy. Like, well, let me not finish that sentence. Oh. I didn't even realize he had, I didn't even realize he had, oh, nice. I just realized he looks like the Prince of Persia guy. A little bit. I also gotta see what he sounds like with this face and voice. Because he just got the default voice now, right? I don't want my guy to be like ripped. He's pretty ripped, but I don't want him to be like huge. I think 10 is fine. Damn, he's ripped. You're not really going to see him like this often, no? Cool. I'll make him 11 and 6. I think that sounds fine. I don't know what this means. Oh, facial hair. I'm not a huge facial hair guy. And when I mean that, I mean for the characters I make, because I like them to look very, like, new. New's not the word. Young, unseasoned is what I said earlier. Time's up. 9:05. Damn. Hey, I'm getting ready to turn in. Stupid light held me up. Beard type? I mean, if I could not have a beard. When I usually say, I don't think my character's gonna look good clean shaven. He does look like the Prince of Persia guy. Are you tripping? Is there straight not a nun? Oh, it's probably like this. It is none, and then you gotta change the mustache. Hey, stop walking. Oh, shit. Damn, he looks kind of cool with the weapon out. He doesn't look like me, unfortunately, but he does look awesome. Ooh. All right, just sit still. Awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. Leave that on, please. Okay. Yes. Dude, there are going to be some people who make the wildest characters. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to give him a little bit of facial hair. I have a little bit of facial hair. I don't do the whole beard thing. I am thinking about it. I heard that pop in there. Don't think I didn't hear it. Is there a way? I mean, I like the shadow and all that. I just think 5. I think I just want it to be less hair. Edit mustache color? Nah, I'm good. I don't think I can get less hair without choosing a different hair thing altogether. Wait, beard graded? Oh, gradient. Okay. Okay. Jeez. Dude, this one is so sick. It doesn't match him at all, but it's cool. I keep coming back to 7. I kind of want to hang out on 7. Also 1. I think that's fine. Okay. Oh, you know what I always do? Not always. I sometimes do. Is I change the eyes to green. I always like, I really like really dramatic, dynamic eyes. Maybe I say, sometimes I really do talk before I think. It's not always just like green. It's just green is like the one that pops if I pick like a darker skinned character. I don't know how fantasy I want to make this dude. Well, he's supposed to be me. I don't have... You know what? I take it back. At some point, if I get like a voucher or something, I do want to spend time like off stream trying to make somebody that looks relatively close to me. In better lighting than I look now. So... I think I'll leave his eyes brown. Because my eyes are... Well, my eyes are a dark brown. They're not a light brown. So, I might change that now that I'm here. Let's see. Go to brightness. Does that look right? So far, my light hasn't started blinking. Which, I think I like this, actually. I'm going to make his skin color a little bit lighter brown, just a touch. Because I think that in my head, the reason that this eye color looks a little off is because I think his eye color, if I'm not mistaken, is like based off his initial skin color. So if I make him a little bit lighter skin, I think this will look a bit better, but a bit more accurate. But I think make this just a touch darker. There we go. And then teeth color. I think I'm fine with the... Okay. Let's go to... I need to go back to skin. Cool. Also, it's not entirely subconscious, but I'm also like making him kind of look like he's from the same ancient group that the kid is from. Okay. Yeah, I think I like this. Download design? What? Oh my goodness. I might hit this up another point. That's cool. Somebody's gonna make like some crazy dude. I've already seen JP from Street Fighter. But alright. I think I'm fine here. Physique, face shape. Didn't really play with that too much. Where's the palico? I don't want to forget the palico. Oh, I guess I'll save this in case I want to come back to it. I will save this as... save. Design 1. Confirm? Wait a minute, I'm missing... Where's the palico settings? I don't want to make sure I don't miss it. And the voice, too. Oh, beta test. Can I? Yo, he kind of looks like what I had. Man, I don't like this beta test, dude. I like the other guy. Can I go back? He doesn't look as good. Let me, how do I... Submenu? Save? This one? Yeah, it's very minor, but this guy looks cooler. I like him. All right. Underclothes. Starting armor. Dude, the starting armor in this game looks so badass. Oh, did I click something? Oh. I think it's like what your character look like in World. Oh, damn. Chainmail? I guess I'll take the hood off, right? Because otherwise, how will I ever see my hair? Wait, what's the difference? Oh, shoulders. This one actually, hold on. Dude, the goggles? I love this game. Okay, so the head is just without the hood. That's all because of my hair. Oh, you can mix and match. That's sick. Okay. I think this one does look a bit strange now that I think about it because it's just this with the hood down. Whereas this is... No, this is not just the hood down. Which one of these do I like more? I like the big shoulders. I think this would probably look better if I didn't have the hood. Like if this were like this, and these were like both number 2 for the alternate, I think this actually looks pretty cool. But then I also like the idea that it's the same one just with the hood down. I think I like that one. Arms. No. One. Nah, we gotta have like a long coat. Legs? Nah. Wait a minute. Hold on, my eyes are watering. Okay. There's a lot going on. Oh, one's the base one. Oh, what, none? One's the base one. Okay. This one's close to being sick. Okay. Alright, cool. Let's see. Go back. Back. This one's fine. Graceful. Confidence fine. Between the two.
Impressive. Thanks. This is serious. Impressive. Thanks. This is serious.
Impressive.
Thanks. This is serious.
Impressive. Impressive.
Impressive.
Why did I listen to that one for so long?
Impressive. Thanks.
No, it's not it.
This is serious. Impressive. Thanks. This is serious. Impressive.
I think I'll stick with that one. Okay. Palico. Oh, man, I remember Thryden had a really cool voice for this dude. I think it was +4. No, it was...
Woohoo! Woohoo! Let's do this.
Hold on. I think it was...
Let's do this.
It was this one, and then I think it was 4.
Big news! Woohoo! Let's do this.
No, I don't remember it, but it was funny.
Big news! Woohoo!
Let's do this. Big news.
Big news.
Big news!
Oh my gosh, dude. I couldn't concentrate if they... Oh, they gotta talk with their regular voices.
Woohoo! Let's do this.
Oh, wait. Beta test data. Oh, is this him?
Big news!
Oh my... Dude, he sounds so adorable, this little cat.
Woohoo! Let's do this. Big news!
Big news. Alright, I'm keeping this one. He looks cool. I like him. Palico. Alright, appearance preset. Oh no. I like him when he had like the big coat. I got to decide, do I want to have him with a lot of fur or the regular Palico fur? I think, now that I'm seeing this, I think I like him with the regular Palico fur. I think the armor will sit on him a little bit better, too. Of these... Spent all my time doing this. I don't know. I think the short hair, that's how they normally look. And this one. Holy shit, this one. I don't know. I mean, I kind of like this. I mean, this is the base. I'm sticking with my beta dude. I'm sticking with him. But I am going to go to the detailed settings and maybe change the cheek. Oh my gosh, look at this cat. Tuck the cheeks in a little bit. I thought it was a cool idea at first, but I don't know if I want the hair coming out of the ears. Whoa. Big ears. Oh, I think they were fine with this height. I think they were good. Oh. So it's just a toggle. Long hair or short hair? I think I'm going to go short hair. Somehow I think he's going to look cool with the short hair. Tail shape. Zigzag? Whoa. Number 6, the long tail. I'm give him a long tail. Okay. I like him. Cool. All right, I think we're ready. Enter text will be visible to many people and may be saved by others. Please avoid content that is illegal, offensive, personal, or that could infringe upon others' rights. Okay. I usually just stick with my name. Wow, I was in here for a long time, but can I put a space in here? Cool. There we go. Oh man, what was his name before? I don't even remember. So the name, I won't get into it, but the name that he was in World was Cairo. So I don't know what I want to name him this time. I don't got any cool cat names. I'm not very clever. Maybe... I don't know. I'm trying to think, because, like... Not that this will be too personal, but I don't want it to be a name that kind of reminds me of someone. And the name Cairo reminded me of someone too much. And I was like, so I'm thinking of, like, another name. You know what? Let me look something up. I was trying to avoid it, but let's look up, they're all cat names. I was using, like, a generator, but I don't want, like, a cat name. I just want... They're all, like... I don't know. No. My brain keeps wanting to go to the word Noma. I don't know if I'm pulling that from somewhere. It's just my brain just kept, as I was looking up other names and whatnot, I just kept coming back to Noma. Noma. Noma the Palico. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Noma. I don't know if that's from anywhere. I really don't. Like, I can't think of any animes or shows or I literally just like. And I don't want it to be like, I don't want to name it after like a show I've watched or a TV show or a character that I know. I think I'm gonna go with Noma. Noma the Palico. Noma. Cool. Oh, give me all them tutorials, man. Choose whether to allow certain tutorials to display more than once. Absolutely. Yeah, hit me. I don't give a shit. Give me all the tutorials. I ain't trying to be cool. I'm gonna let me learn the game on my own. Hell no. Tell me what to do. Like Doctor Strange. Teach me. Okay.
Let's do this.
Noma is a great name for this cat. And this is where the beta picks up. After like an hour of me sitting here.
Nothing so far.
Hi.
Oh, hey there.
Hey! Over here! Hey, over here, Hunter!
Your reputation precedes you, Hunter. I trust you know what I've called you here to discuss.
Yes, sir. The Forbidden Lands?
Indeed. But more precisely about the boy we rescued in the vicinity. Entry to the region itself has been restricted for 1,000 years. We thought it completely uninhabited. Any remnants of its ancient civilization rest solely in historical record. Now imagine our surprise to have discovered this boy. He claimed to be part of a clan, the Keepers. He said they have a village in a land we thought uninhabited for ages. A few years have passed, but the Academy, of course, has remained skeptical.
This village. Is there evidence it exists?
Nothing absolute, but the mysterious composition of the boy's pendant suggests it might. And as for how we came to rescue the boy,
Sir?
it seems a certain monster had forced him to flee. It attacked his village, and he escaped alone. Unfortunately, the underground tunnel he used to make his escape collapsed. We found him, took him in, and here we are.
Do we know the status of the village?
Unknown.
And of the monster?
Unknown. However, the scholars hypothesize that it may be a monster, which we thought to have perished long ago.
An extinct species?
They're calling it the White Wraith. The Guild has authorized the rescue of the Keepers and an investigation into this monster. I've selected you as a lead hunter for this expedition.
Thank you, sir.
Man, that popping is kind of getting me. I don't know if I can do anything about that.
Finding the village won't be easy. You'll need the proper guide. Speaking of which, I have an extra assignment for you.
Hello, my name is Alma. Come on. It's okay. Where are you? Great.
Nata. Okay.
As soon as we find a good spot, we can get things set up and ready to go.
And then we can get started.
This is gonna be great!
You bet.
I hope we find them soon.
This is going to seem a little anticlimactic for this stream because I technically did all this stuff in the beta. but I am getting very tired, so I'm probably gonna call it at the first opportunity that I can save.
Time to part!
Aye!
There's so many.
And I am wondering about that audio popping. I don't think... I can't think of off the top of my head what I can do for that.
They're exceptionally agitated. Could they be chasing something?
It's a person!
Jeez, this audio is crazy loud. I'm looking at the levels.
Bring us closer!
And crash right into them!
We're still too far away.
What do we do?
Hold on. What's that?
That's alright.
Can you reach it?
I have to try.
I'm coming too.
Okay. I don't think I can pause it, but I'm...
Hold on.
We gotta save that girl!
These controls. It is very smooth.
Don't think we can make it through there!
But we can go over.
Looks like it knows a way.
She's in trouble!
Aim at Windrake.
Yeah. Hang on. Let's get on it.
I'll cover you! Right on target! On your flank! Right on target! All of them! The rocks, too!
I bet we can bring those rocks down.
Hey! This way! Look, the others! Over! I need this! Throw it now!
Greatsword.
You're okay now.
Smooth.
Hey!
Hey, it's okay. You're safe now.
I don't want to interrupt this.
So much for this region being uninhabited.
It must be a type of flightless.
Isai. He's still in trouble. Isai? We were doing sacred practice. But then it came. And my brother,
Whoops.
What came? One of the things that was chasing you earlier? It's okay. And your brother, where is he?
he told me to run. And he stayed. Sounds like trouble, yeah?
Can you tell us where he is?
The sacred. He knows Isai sent.
Let's find him.
I'm with you. Everyone else, focus on scouting for a campsite.
Understood. Just send a signal if you need backup.
We'll leave some supplies for you. I'll keep an eye on these two.
We're moving out. Coming.
Please, take these people to save Isai.
We're counting on you.
Will do.
Come with me, okay?
Don't worry. I'll be
So,
back soon.
in an effort to have the smoothest gaming experience possible, I think what that audio popping might be is, and I'm going to do some stuff tomorrow before I kind of hop online, hop on stream, but what I think it is I think it's a frame rate issue that's not matching up with the
We
refresh.
should prepare a bit, just in case.
Yeah.
Because, I want to say this when I get an opportunity. But I didn't exactly hear any popping, like from this menu screen. I didn't hear anything. And I've played a couple other games where the popping also doesn't happen, but it happened here, like specifically during cutscenes. And I didn't really hear it the entire time I was making my character. So I think like when action picks up, or if there's like a lot rendering on screen, I think that's when it's going to happen, where that popping will happen. Like, it's not happening here. So let me play with this stuff real quick, because I think this is game specific. Whoops. I think this is game specific. Let's see. I'm totally drawing a blank as where it might be. Options? Let's see. Display. Okay. I mean, I don't want to turn this off, but maybe this is my issue? Where it says, removes the frame rate limit, allowing frame rate to change based on rendering load. Maybe I don't want this off. Setting a limit to the frame rate may help prevent rendering. I don't really know if I'm experiencing rendering lag, but maybe that's an issue. So let's try just... Oh, that's another thing too, is that I could immediately tell the resolution quality. Like when I was jumping on those rocks, I didn't want to interrupt the cutscene, but I could see it immediately. I was like, oh wow. I think maybe balanced is probably what I want to hang at. I can't change it now. Have to be at the title screen. But let me, I guess, while I attempt to try to figure this out, let me go ahead and change this to 60 now. And then, dang, I can't get used to this, because if I do, like, I can even see the texture, even this, like, I don't have a mouse to point to, but like the sand right below the triangle there, that sand looks completely untextured. And then if I probably get closer, yeah, I may want to do balanced, but I think I'm going to hang out on this mode for a little bit just to see if capping the frame rate might help with some of the audio issues. And I said at the first opportunity I was gonna hop off. I didn't almost like have to rename this stream because I didn't do any. I didn't do any quests. I haven't done anything. I just, well, I made my character, but all right. I guess time to bust this out. Let's see. Wait a minute. Hold on. Is he gonna do it? Okay. I think Thryden told me about something where like you can prevent the character from putting the weapon away by going into the options. Motion blur. Because that was driving me crazy when I was playing. It's like it was like putting the weapon away all the time. And don't forget that you forgot the Street Fighter video. No, I didn't forget, but man, I got on late. Automatic settings. Let's see. It's not accessibility. There was something about sheathing. Now watch it at the end of stream and then private stream afterwards. I'll watch it. Let me see. I gotta see if I can find this thing. Camera buttons. Auto sheath. Here it is. Disable auto sheath. Nah. You gotta turn that off. There it was. I remembered. I knew it was somewhere. For what it's worth, I didn't hear any of that popping. So, either, I mean, it's just standard troubleshooting, right? Either the popping is related to the frame rate being uncapped, so it's like the audio is kind of like trying to catch up. It'd be cool if I could play on 60 and the audio issues didn't happen, but if they do, I'll probably try changing it to balance and then running 40 FPS. And I don't think I'm going to play this game at 4K. I will not do that. So, if this doesn't work, then I'm screwed. It's just going to have to be a problem. But when I private stream or do some recording stuff or just listen to some audio tomorrow, I'll probably boot up a handful of games. Oh, it's so funny. I just deleted Spider-Man. And that was like my game that I would test everything on. But I may boot up... I don't know what I'll boot up, man. Like, I really think... I'm not going to boot up anything. I'm pretty sure it's a Monster Hunter issue. That popping is like... I'm pretty sure it's only Monster Hunter. Okay, so... True Charge Slash. That was the name of it. Okay. Man, you know what's so... This is going to sound so funny and sad, but at the same time, I'm looking forward to this. This... Despite playing the beta, it feels like I've never used this weapon before. Like when I was swinging with it a second ago, I was like, oh, what's this circle move? I have to learn all of this again. Stationary target. I wanted to, in an effort to get up to speed with this game, I wanted to play the second beta and just do the training mode, and some life stuff got in the way and I didn't end up doing it. Stationary. This. Did I mess up? Triangle circle? So stationary combo is a rising slash. Okay. Okay, so generally speaking, from what I understand of the Greatsword in previous games, it's generally just, this is what you want to go for. Actually, if you can, you'll want to... 1, 2... Huh? 1, 2, Uh-huh. And then 1, 2. Oh! I kind of messed up. Also, you can, like, lock on, can't you? Maybe they'll teach you that. Oh, it's focus mode. No. Yeah, it's kind of a lock on. So if you don't want the monster to get away. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There it is. And you're not going to get that whole combo, but the idea is that between other attacks that you're doing, 2, 3, yeah. And then from what I've heard in previous games, we'll see if it's the case in this one, but it's that true charge slash is really everything that matters. So like when you're doing stuff with this character or with this weapon, everything that you're doing is just a matter of trying to get to this. But I heard also, I think I heard in one preview event or something that like that was something that was slightly changed in this game that Capcom modified, is that that's how the Greatsword always worked, but that they wanted it to be a little more versatile. So I think, I don't know, but my guess would be that maybe they just spread the damage out so the true charge slash is still the most damaging thing, but not by so much that it's worth ignoring the other 2 slashes. Guys, I need to relearn what I learned at the beta. Oh man, yeah. I mean, we're both gonna have to relearn that stuff, I guess, because, I mean, I might as well be learning this weapon like it's new. I mean, I'll get the hang of it, but yeah. One of the things for me, real quick, I'm yawning, so I gotta get ready to watch that video. One of the things for me that I've always been this kind of learner my whole life, and this is like the most fun I have playing a video game when it's new, is that I try everything. Like, I'm sure that there are people who play Greatsword who, when they see this tutorial stuff, like those circle, 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 and circle, whatever, when they see all those, they're probably just like, ah, all that stuff's useless. Like, do this, do this, do that, and they already know what to do. And I guess I would kind of be like that when it comes to Charge Blade, is that I know how Charge Blade works. So if it gave me something that wasn't hold circle, like for example, I guess, can I change weapons here? Whoops. R1.
Oh, that's right. Have you decided on a weapon? Wonderful. In that case, equip yourself and we'll be on our way.
So, I'm sure it'll come right back to me. I'm not going to do this too often.
Your weapon over here.
So,
Once you've got a feel for the weapon,
let's see. Looking down, sword basic.
we can head back to camp if you need to change your weapon.
Actually, you know what? I was coming in here to kind of brag a little bit. What it shows you there is exactly what you need to know. That's exactly it. The second one specifically. This, circle, stock the files, and then cancel. And it kind of goes into that, but it changes so quickly. Let's see. What does the top right say? Yeah, you probably never... I mean, down the road, you're probably not going to be using that too much. And then... Oh, you kind of will use that as an opener. The /. Not all that common. Sword... What does it say? Yeah, circle's going to be what you go for. This. Get your files. Charge them. This. Cancel. Shield. Sidestep. /. Sidestep. Oh, yeah. This is another one, too. You swing, and then slide. Swing. Whoops. Am I tripping? Ooh, wait, hold on. Can I not do this? Triangle, slide, triangle. Oh, can you not slide anymore? Could you ever do that? I don't remember. I thought you could just... That was what was kind of cheap about Charge Blade. Is that I thought you could just do, like, triangle? Where's my circle? /, which is this. And so it's not listed again. But I thought that what you could do in previous games, or the previous game, is that you would triangle, slide, and then triangle. Oh, yeah. Okay. I just need to swing one more time. Yeah. I was going to say, because that strategy, in my opinion, and I guess it's still here, was ultra cheap. Not that you're fighting anybody, but it's just kind of like, it allowed you to be really mobile. You saw a monster's going to attack you, you're just like, oh, I'll just like swing. Whoops. Gotta get the hang of it. And then it allowed you to just like keep moving. But my point is, in switching to this, is that I don't have to relearn this weapon, but I still have... Wait, is this SAD still the same? Okay, that's different. I knew I didn't like mix this up in the beta. That's different. The super amped element discharge, from what I remember, in World, was... I'm not even going to try to say this. I'm just going to do it. Just on muscle memory, this is what it was. And that's not the case anymore. That just releases one... I don't even know if that released a file. Did that release a file? It did. Okay, so that releases a file and just switches you to... So amped element discharge, and it just switches you to axe mode. Whoops, messed up. Okay, cool. So that... The sword mode, like, charge on from your shield lasts way longer now. That makes me think that the decorations might be different in this game. Anyway, oh, also, one of the files is, like, glowing yellow like that. What does that mean? That must be some... Is it lightning? Oh, there it is. It finally happened. My light started blinking. Alright, so let's turn that thing off. Well, it took an hour and some change, but it did happen. Oops. Let's turn that off for now, and then I'll watch this video. I gotta switch back to Greatsword. Let me see... Oh, wow, that didn't work. Oh, wow, that didn't work either. Okay. That audio popping wasn't happening, so I don't necessarily know if that's entirely because of, I don't know. I don't know what it is. So, anyway, I'm gonna... Oh, my lighting is, like, completely off now. Hold on a second. I could barely be viewed. I'm gonna change my ISO up. I'm just gonna turn this up for just this, like, last bit of the stream, and then I'll get out of here. Okay. Alright. There's nothing I can really do about that light. Okay, anyway... Oh! I've changed my display back. Alright, let me open Opera GX, because I'm going to need that. Okay, so that's muted. Okay, cool. I'm going to switch back to Greatsword. I just only switched to Charge Blade because before the light started blinking, I was going to say, I guess there's like a lightning element on this from the file. But the other thing I was going to briefly say is that to do the super amped element discharge, I think what they might have changed about this, and I have been following nothing about Charge Blade, so I have no idea. But I think that this used to work. Actually, I'm going to do the whole rotation. Okay. So. Ah. Okay, so you have to do an axe amped element discharge, and then if you press it again, you'll do the super amped. That's new. I'm sorry, I haven't been looking at the chat because I kind of have my iPad and well, I have my Streamlabs completely covered right now. Let me go back. And I haven't heard any audio popping, so my guess is that maybe the frame rate issue was the problem when it came to cutscenes. Okay. Yeah, I still need to reload. Okay, yeah, they spread the damage out evenly between all the charge ups. That way people don't just rush and skip to the last. Okay, cool. So I guess I was right on that. So I'll make my character then just catch T and level. Yeah, you'll probably get ahead of me because I mean, I'm gonna try to get on tomorrow morning, but I'm really reluctant because of this light issue that I have. Like, I need to, I mean, I'm going to reach out to Elgato to see if there's anything else I can try. I don't think I can. I think it's just failing. I don't think there's anything I can do for it. But, and Elgato doesn't make the key light air anymore, so if, like, they don't have any suggestions on how to address this, then I really don't want to buy a whole new light, but I may have to. I may have to. Because I never know when that thing's going to flicker out. Okay, anyway, I wanted to just remember this. Hold on, I actually want to get this down. I don't want to keep, like, prolonging the stream. But I want to get this down because I want to understand what they changed. Okay. Okay, cool. So now... Damn it, I messed up. I just want to know what's different. Okay. On what I remember, it's this, that. But now, I guess, the menu changed. So if I'm in this mode, if I just press triangle and circle, I'll just do the slash again and release another file charge. Right? Amped element discharge versus axe. Okay, so what's the difference? Did that use a file? Element discharge? It did. Okay. And then there's amped. So that's just maybe like a more powerful version. And then there is... morph slash focus. Rising slash. Amped. Okay. Morph slash? Is that going to change you back to sword mode, I think? I think it does. Focus slash. Oh, it switched you back to sword mode. I don't want to do this. I don't want to sit here and learn Charge Blade. Maybe at some point I will, like, pick it back up again, but...
Have you chosen your weapon?
Because, you know, it's funny. They changed it just enough that I actually do have to learn it. Like, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want to just be like, oh, I can use Charge Blade. Like, I actually had to look at the menus and be like, wait. It's different now. So, the sword mode does seem, unless I'm missing something, the sword mode seems to be relatively the same. But the axe mode is different. Like, it had different options in there that I wasn't used to seeing. So, but that's fine. I'm going to stick with my handy-dandy greatsword. All right. That being said, I'm still thinking about how to address that light. I don't think there's anything you can do. I don't think there's anything you do. Do it. Okay, hold on. All right. Save. I'll be back on tomorrow. Cool. I guess that's saved. Noma. Wait, what's her name? Alma. Okay. For a second, I was like, no way, did I just name my palico the same as my handler? I was like, Noma. That name sounds familiar. Alma. Okay. All right. Anyway, back to the title screen. I just saved. I think I prefer the frame rate. Yeah, the resolution isn't as good, but like I don't think I care. It's good enough. Like, yeah, the rocks may be a little bit oof, but like it's good enough, man. Like that structure below the word hunter in the back, like that's something that I immediately see it. Like if you had 4K turned on, that would be ultra detailed. But when I look at it, it just looks kind of out of place, but okay, well, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to turn this. I need to change my display here. Okay, let's see if I still got it. I need to go to Streamlabs. Oh, it's already open. Okay. I guess I can have one light on. I just can't have two. The funny thing is that, like, until I get a second light again, I can probably move this light directly in front of my... I don't know what I'm going to do. It's not that big of a deal. I don't need two lights to, like, play Monster Hunter. It's just... it just bugs me that I went through the effort to, like, get the stream set. Like, I'm not gonna complain, and I'm not gonna, like, go into it at length, but in the time that I wasn't streaming, like 2.5 weeks leading up to this game coming out, I was like, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna rearrange my desk, I'm gonna move my PlayStation over here, I'm gonna make sure that my PC fits over here, I'm gonna get these two lights, I'm gonna make sure that my settings are a certain way, and I'm gonna make sure that my audio's good, and when I come to play, everything's gonna work. And then the light flickering thing, I just thought that was something minor, like, okay, just lost connection to the Wi-Fi network, whatever. And for what it's worth, that's what I think actually does happen. Let me actually switch to my desktop. It's been a while. I don't have my... Wait, let me check my Streamlabs. Desktop. Hey, it worked. But yeah, so when it comes to... I forgot what I was saying when it came to my stream. I was going to say when it comes to the lights. Yeah, I mean... I don't think there's anything I can really do, so... I did it the best I could. Okay, anyway, what was that video? It was like Street Fighter power levels. Let me pull this up. Street Fighter don't make a lick of sense. Okay, I got it. All right, let's... Oh, hold on. I'm gonna do a trick here. I don't want to change my monitor scene, so I'm gonna do this, and then I will put this in rest mode. Cool. And then desktop. Yeah, I'm gonna stream before I reach out to Elgato, because I think that they what account do I want to use for this? I don't want this to mess up my stuff. Can I open a private browsing window for... I can for Opera. I'm gonna do that. I just don't want to, like, I don't want the algorithm to get me. Okay. Don't make a lick of sense. This thing's 21 minutes. All right. This is the part where I'd be like, man, it's 21 minutes. I gotta go to sleep. But I've been saying I'd watch it. Oh, I can't hear it. I can't hear it. So I gotta turn on the stream version, and I gotta turn on the headphones version. Okay. So now, bam. And I'm gonna turn this down. That should be on screen and work and everything like that. But what I was gonna say a bit earlier was that Elgato, wait, you were about to close a window with 2 tabs, are you sure? Yes. Cool. Yeah, Elgato doesn't open until like, it's like noon on the weekend. I think, yeah, it's like noon Central Time, because it's like 10 a.m. like Pacific. And I will have streamed before that, but I don't know. I mean, there's nothing else I can really do. I'm thinking about it. Like, I've unplugged the power source. I've tried pressing the reset. My best guess is, while it is working, reset it then. But it's just such a hard thing to test, because when I've done all the tests with my light, I've never really like, when I was doing the test leading up to today, I can't say I ever left the lights on for like hours. Like, I would test them and I'd turn them on, like, cool, they work, and I'd leave them on for like 5 or 10 minutes, but like, okay, great, that's, fantastic. I'd turn them off because I'm not streaming. So it wasn't until just one day that one of the lights was flickering that I was like, oh, that's weird. And I fixed it by just turning off like all of my stuff and restarting everything, and it turns out that didn't fix it, but I thought it did. And then when I came today, it was flickering again, and then when I turned off and restarted everything, it didn't address it, and that made me realize. Oh, and then I also tried adding the Elgato light by IP address, and the control center was like, nope. So when it said no, it couldn't find it by IP address despite it being on. That's what made me think, okay, this is a hardware failure of the device. I don't think it's a software issue where I can like uninstall the control center and then install it again. I'm still going to do that to see if that might help, like just uninstall it and then reinstall the software before I stream tomorrow. But I'm pretty sure that's not going to help, because even when, I know I'm supposed to watch this video, but I got to get this out. Even if the Elgato control center isn't downloaded, so I'm just going to like minimize for a second. This software here, this Elgato control center, like, there's only one light here. There's supposed to be 2. I mean, granted, the light's off, but even if this light were, well, I guess I can't, I'd have to actually flick the light off, but there's only one light showing up here. And my guess is that even if I were to uninstall this and reinstall it, I don't think that would help. I think it's just like the light is failing. Which is unfortunate, because I need to decide what I want to do next, because I really want to have a 2-light setup for Monster Hunter and anything else I stream in the future. But I don't really want to buy another light. So I either have to buy another light and then return this one. I don't know. I need to figure this out off stream. I'm sounding more stressed out about it than I am. I'm just kind of just talking about it. But in my head, I'm thinking I'll probably order another light. And while that light is on the way, which I can't expedite, it's through like a third party. Unless I can go find this thing somewhere else in the city. But I need to get a new light, set up the new light, and then return this one. And go from there. But yeah, anyway. I don't think that this light is going to just start working on its own. I think that after about, I mean, it could be it could be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. I mean, clearly it was about an hour that I was streaming. So it'll happen, and I don't feel like limiting my streams to an hour. I really think that it's probably just it's so intermittent, because I haven't even used it for days, and when I went to stream today, it was flickering. So, and then something I caught in the act, and I guess it happened on stream, which is cool, is that it'll just be on, and then it can just start flickering. And it doesn't, it actually can fix itself too. That's what also makes this super intermittent, is that it can be flickering, and then after like 20, 30 minutes, or maybe never, it just remains solid. So there's nothing I can do outside of maybe try resetting, but I'll stream for a couple hours tomorrow, and then without the lights, I won't need it. I think there'll be enough daylight coming in that I won't need to have any lights on. And and then I'll take a break. I'll reach out to Elgato. I'll see if there's anything they can do. I imagine that they won't because they don't even sell this product anymore. So I would imagine they can't troubleshoot much of it. And then if they can't do anything, if nothing really works, then I will most likely buy another one off like just during the day, and then I'll return this one, when the new one shows up, and that'll be my solution. It's just that the new one won't show up for like another 10 days. And not that I will have finished Monster Hunter World Wilds by then, but I kind of want to. I don't think that I'm really going to be able to stream in daylight that often because, yeah, whatever. I may just up the ISO on my stream too. That may be what I do to kind of solve, like, just intermittently solve this issue. But the other thing I'm thinking about, and I kind of got this light for Monster Hunter, is that after I finish Monster Hunter, the main story, and do some stuff post-story, I'm not really going to be streaming again. Like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take a break from streaming like I always do, and then I will have these two lights that I, like, never use. They'll only be there for when I stream, which is probably pretty rare. So, all right. Babbled on long enough. Let's rock this. That audio should be fine. I spent time testing this, but I think it should be good. I'm gonna look at the levels real quick.
My absolute best to make sense of Street.
Okay. Wow, this almost seems like it's as loud as me. It might be. It might be a little bit. I'm gonna leave it. What is the volume? 60? Let's say 60 or 66. I'm gonna change this down 2 decibels, but I think it's fine. I can always lower this, but I think it's gonna be fine. All right, let's let this rock. No more interruptions. Got the charge the controller. Let's let this play, and then literally after this is done, I'm gonna hit the off stream button, and then I'm gonna dip out of here.
I've been trying my absolute best to make sense of Street Fighter lore up to the point of Street Fighter 6. For no other reason than it would probably be mad funny. I never really grew up with Street Fighters because I was always more of a Tekken household, you know? But after long hours of research, I have concluded that Tekken and Street Fighter lore are two cheeks of the same ass. It honestly has way more in common than people realize. For one, they both have old ass niggas that refuse to die.
Oh man. All right, hold on. I'm trying to see what I can do to compensate by like turn that light off. Oh shit, that's super dark. Hold on. I can address this. I'm gonna change the lighting in my place to what if I did? I think this is like I would not sit in a room this well lit at like 10 o'clock at night, but I think for the sake of just addressing this lighting issue, I think I'm gonna have it like this for now. So let me see what the ISO looks like. Yeah. That's like way too well lit. Let's do like 800. Okay. All right. I think I'm good. As you can tell, the lighting is important to me. Like yeah, I just want to be like visible. I want to be visible. All right. Anyway, let's do it.
Before we get into anything, bro, the Street Fighter timeline is the dumbest shit ever. Why the does Street Fighter 4 take place between Street Fighter 2 and 3? And Street Fighter 5 takes place after 4, but before 3. Then Street Fighter 3 takes place after 5, but before 6.
Who made this burger, man? I know y'all hear me.
The ones I don't kill go insane.
All right, this is gonna be funny. I can already feel it. I'm already laughing. What is this video called? Street Fighter don't make a lick of yeah. Damn, man. This is gonna be rough. Cause like this is like my thing. And it's funny. When was this video made? Because this conversation has been had like. Hold on, this is 4 months ago. Okay, because people have been talking about this Street Fighter lore not making sense. Like, dude, we used to make this joke. What year was it? Man, I'm trying to think. Why is this window still open? Why is this Elgato control? What? How do I get rid of this? Am I tripping? Now it's gone. Okay. We used to talk about this, dude. Dude, we made this joke in like he just made the joke, but we made this joke when Street Fighter 4 came out, and there's a scene where Ken's son is born, and we're like, oh, I guess this takes place before Street Fighter 3. And Street Fighter 4 came out in 2008, technically 2009, depending on who you ask, but like 2009. And then when Street Fighter 5 came out and people saw Ryu do the Denjin Hadoken in the trailer, people were like, oh, Denjin, he has that in Street Fighter 3. So I guess we're past Street Fighter 3. Nope.
M. Bison is one of the primary antagonists of the series, the man behind the deadly criminal organization of Shadaloo, wanting nothing more than total world domination, and for the world to live in total misery. This fuels and feeds his psycho power, which said power isn't really elaborated on much, other than the fact that it's like, very bad, and gives him the potential to transfer his soul to another body. I don't know what got this nigga feeling like Captain Ginyu, but keep this in mind for later. His first death would be in Street Fighter Alpha 3. Not to be confused with Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, or Street Fighter 3 New Generation, or Street Fighter 3 Second Impact. I say death in quotes because it's the kind of thing where it leaves much speculation as to whether or not he survived. Like, it's not like the creators got on a live stream and both said in unison, "M. Bison is completely dead." So to put in extremely simple words, in Street Fighter Alpha 3, Ryu, the one and only, engages in a battle with Bison, who has been doing everything in his psycho power to brainwash the former, since he sees the perfect vessel for psycho power inside of Ryu. While he temporarily succeeds in brainwashing Ryu, he ultimately ends up breaking free to hit him with one final Shoryuken, resulting in his first defeat. Now this next part is my favorite part though, cause he comes back in Street Fighter 2 via Clone Body, and then announces the second World Warrior Tournaments. This is in an attempt to lure Ryu out to battle once more. He almost gets his wish as Ryu battles his way past the entire tournament leading up to Bison. And as they start fighting, completely out of fucking nowhere, Bison gets socked in the face by Akuma. Mind you, nobody asked this nigga to pull up. He's in this shit completely uninvited. Pulls up Son Goku Satsu the nigga, taking his life to fight Ryu while Bison's lifeless body was rotting inches away. This is the most disrespectful shit I've ever seen, bro. That was over 30 years ago. Bison still ain't get his leg back. Look, bro, he pulled up to your tournament and beat your ass. It's been 30 years.
Oh, I just wanted to, since I'm really sometimes bad at like reading the chat. The way chat works in Streamlabs is so goofy sometimes because it doesn't like fade away like Twitch. So like I look at it and I'll just see like a stream of things being said and I just go like, oh, Arthur, I'd already said all that stuff. So I totally missed when you said, yeah, also, I don't know if you read, but I did see this in the Discord message you sent me. But, or no, in the PlayStation message. You said, but I watched your last video. That video, I'm not going to go into it much, but that video, I haven't even read the comments. I actually think that that's probably one of my, I hate saying this, but it's probably the best video that I've made. Because, like, when I made that video, and I guess I've never talked about it. I guess this is the time very briefly to talk about it. Wow, thanks. Cool. I'm glad you liked it. Wow. When I made that video, it was so I was gonna say spur of the moment, but it was kind of, I think I hit on this in the video, but it was something that I'd just been hearing for a while. You know, it was just this, whether it's the election stuff and DEI or it was social issues and DEI, women in video games. And, I'm not going to like obviously take this to like a political space right now, but for me, it was like, I think this makes sense, like at least for the two examples that I brought up. And again, I'm not going to rehash the whole video, but I just wanted to, it was one of the few times I also felt like I really wanted to get my thoughts out there about something. Cause normally if I see something on Twitter or Reddit or just YouTube or whatever, I just kind of like, okay, I have my own opinion on it in my head and I just move on with my day. But this was the one where I was like, okay, hold on. Ghost of Tsushima, this one matters to me. And Witcher 3, these are like the two ones. Like, if you guys want to bitch about all these women getting replacing male characters in whatever else, Star Wars, Terminator, whatever, like, go ahead. But not these two. Like, these two actually make the most sense and they matter to me. So more so than trying to like be a content creator, be some sort of YouTube commentary person. I was just sitting. I woke up one morning and I remember it was after the Game Awards, and I just went, I gotta say something. It wasn't enough to journal about it. It wasn't enough to like talk to a friend about it. It was like, I want to just make a video. I want to make something that I can go, here are my thoughts about why I think this is happening. And I don't even think I hit on everything in there. I think I even say in the video at one point that like, um, maybe I said this in the video. I don't remember, but I was like, there's probably more reasons that I could go into that aren't like these ones, but I wanted to pick the ones that seemed to be that stuck out to me the most. So, but when I made that video, I mean, none of my videos that I make usually get anything in like the triple digits, and I don't really care about like view count or comments. I just don't. I just make stuff that I want to make that I think is interesting, that I want to preserve and share with other people, you know, at some point in the future. And that one was like, I don't have notifications turned off, so I have no idea how it was doing. But at one point, I went to my YouTube account and I went to the YouTube studio because I needed to check something. Whether it was like, what was my most recent live stream, or like I needed to change something. And I saw that one get like 500 views, and then it was like 1,000, and then it was like more comments. And the more engagement it got, I still haven't read a single comment on it. And I haven't because I'm just like, the other thing that I did as an experiment with that video that I'm not particularly proud of, and I'm pretty sure I say this in the video. I make a joke in the video where I said, I used a title like why people hate women in video games, something like that, women protagonists. And the other part of the experiment was really just to see if I use a hateful title, if I use a title that's like that leans more towards hate than construction, I wonder if it'll get views, and it did. And I think that was kind of it was at the same time that it was surprising. It was also, yeah, this is what people talk about. This is what people like. They scour the internet, they scour YouTube, and they want to know what other people think about like why women have such an easier time in dating. Why is it that men are, don't get privileges like women get privileges? Why is it that like all these women are in video games? Like, that's what people look for. And I just thought, okay, I'm this very small channel. I wonder if I just do the same thing and I make a hit piece on, yeah, here's why women don't deserve blah blah blah. I wonder if it'll work. And it did. Like I mean, it wasn't like, yeah, I mean, that I remember that's all that was really in the title. I mean, Atsu's face was in the title. There was Siri, but I didn't use Siri. I didn't use Witcher in the title. It was just why women hate. I could look up the video, but like why women hate. Why women hate. I can't even remember my own video. Why people hate women protagonists, something like that, or why gamers. I don't know. And so yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna read some of this chat here because I was talking. Dude is good. Okay. It was structured. You went into it with points and you stuck to your points and gave clear examples and explanations as to why people might feel a certain way. I did look at the comments. You did have maybe 3 brain rot comments, but the rest were all positive. But it wasn't really clickbait, even though you said it was supposed to be. So, yeah. I mean, I guess if it wasn't clickbait to you, that's cool. I did kind of think about that though. Like even I could be wrong on this, but I think I still have this video on my desktop. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna go into this right now, but there's a title right here on the far left on my desktop. It's called Protagonists in Gaming. So at one point, I was gonna title it like Women Protagonists in Gaming or Protagonists in Gaming. Like I had different ideas for it. And then whether it was at the last minute or during the writing of the video, at some point I decided, I wonder if I use a hate-filled title, will that work more? And I did. I made the deliberate decision to say whatever the fuck I wrote. Can't even remember now. But yeah, I appreciate it. I did want to kind of go into it structured. I did have some bullet points written out. I had thought about it for a couple of days, and I was like, okay, yeah, I think I have something that I want to say on this that is not really getting it off my chest per se, but kind of here's my opinion and something that I feel like I could kind of go back on and feel like I stand behind what I said. So yeah, that's cool that you liked it. I don't, and I think I even said this in the video. Don't expect those kind of pieces from me. I normally there is nothing that I think about enough in life to where I need to like sit down at this chair and then be like, "Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Justin. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about blah blah blah." Like, there's very little. In fact, I think I also say this in the video that like the last video that I recorded before that one was like the Capcom Cup video about Street Fighter like a year earlier. So I don't make a lot of YouTube videos. I don't want to. I just want to have lights that work so that I could stream games every handful of months and then like the Avatar vanish. That's really what I want my life to be. Um, I don't want to be a streamer. I don't want to be a content creator. I don't want to pay attention to views and ad revenue and thumbnails and titles. Like it's not my world. But in that instance, I had something I wanted to say and I said it. So um, it didn't even get shown to me when I went to check if you were streaming. I saw it literally as I was going to the store. I thought I oh I okay, I threw it like on like a podcast. Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate it. Oh, I was just taking a look at my Streamlabs thing. I noticed that my microphone volume like I want to no, I'm not going to show this. I was going to say like my microphone the Streamlabs looked like it like my microphone volume wasn't working anymore because normally I can see like in a wavelength in Streamlabs and nothing's there right now, but I know it's working. So anyway, yeah, like I said, I appreciate that you liked it. That's cool to know. If I ever do something like that in the future, I do plan on making something a bit more structured. No, I don't have anything planned, by the way, but I just meant that one of the things I wanted to buy, and it would be really expensive, and I don't think I'm going to do this, is a teleprompter that Elgato makes, and it goes over your webcam, and it just allows you to look more at your camera, so that it looks like you're speaking to the audience. You ended up putting it on the background, but it was just kind of odd for me to record something like that because I was trying to like remember what I was going to say, and then at the same time I had some bulleted points right off screen that I would kind of like glance at. But if I ever make videos like that in the future, and I don't intend to, uh, I would most likely get like a teleprompter so I can kind of look at the words that I write when I write something out. So, but yeah, like I said, I did notice that you said that you watched it. I'll take a look at the comments, but the other thing too, not that I'm afraid to look at the comments, but I want to keep as far away as I can from that content creator world. You know, whether it's Pokimane or Valkyrie or Hassan or whatever like live streamer person there is, the comments like ruin these people. They're rich, and shout out to them for having a crap ton of money. But it seems like something that passes through my timeline are these very, very prolific, successful, rich live streaming content creators that talk about how much their chat or their comments really get under their skin and bother them. And for some people, they're so rich, it doesn't bother them. But it does. Like they think about it. They go to sleep thinking about it. They wake up thinking about it. They know that when they live stream, the comments are going to be there again. And it's just never really been something that I want to affect my life. You know, I have a regular job. I have, you know, hobbies that I enjoy doing that have nothing to do with the online YouTube content creator world. And for as long as I can, I want to keep it that way. So when I made that and I knew that comments and I saw that comments were coming in, I made a active decision to be like, don't look at them because I don't want to go to sleep thinking about them. I don't want to wake up thinking about it. I don't want to be on the drive to or from work thinking about, oh, that person said this. I wonder what they meant. Nope. It's Monster Hunter time. And that was my only goal. So I maybe at one point in my life, I will look at them, and it's good to know that some of them are positive. But at some point, I'll probably look at them just for curiosity's sake. But yeah, I'm good. So all right, back to the Street Fighter video. I got derailed by by just babbling on about the video, but that's cool that some people enjoyed it.
years since, not once did you ever try him again. Look, man, Akuma probably hasn't ever given Bison a second thought. But you know Bison will replay that moment every night before he goes to sleep. Then he gonna try to act brand new. He talking about, do I resemble this man you call Bison? That's you, nigga! That is you! That's you!
Leave me alone!
Akira.
This may or may not be the canon storyline, due to Street Fighter's lore being all over the place and not really elaborating, but I consider it canon because it's funny as fuck. He then dies a third time in the Shadow Falls expansion of Street Fighter V, in the final battle between him and Ryu, which makes it the second time he's died by the hands of Ryu. I say died, he kind of just disappeared while laughing. It's pretty funny because, well, while Bison has a lot of enemies and a lot of people whom he's done real dirty, Ryu don't really got beef with Bison like that. He's kind of just doing his job as the good guy, stopping the big bad guy, you know? His real rival, in my opinion, is Akuma. Both are practitioners of the Ansatsuken and are also capable of using the Satsui no Hado. What the Satsui no Hado really is rarely gets talked about in the games, but to put it in simple words, this is the kind of energy that once you give into, you become very powerful, but in turn, you lose all your human emotions and morals. Both Ryu and Akuma are capable of using the Satsui no Hado, but while one does everything in their power to repel it, the other is consumed by it. The Satsui no Hado is something that, once you embrace to the fullest extent, there is no going back. This literally turns you into a demon who wants nothing more than a fight with someone.
By the way, this shot is one of my favorite shots in all of Street Fighter, man. I'm such a Street Fighter, I was gonna say stan, but like I've been playing Street Fighter and following Street Fighter my whole life. Like ever since Street Fighter 2, when I saw it as a little kid. And I've seen this movie is called Street Fighter Alpha the movie. I don't know if he'll have any shots from the other Alpha movie, which is definitely not good. And I don't even think this one was made by Capcom. But this shot in Street Fighter Alpha, when I don't know if this is when Ryu goes to go like try to get advice from Akuma about how to deal with the Satsui no Hado. I don't remember, but this shot I remember as a kid was so sick, dude. He looked so big. And it's funny because we've already seen shots from Akuma in Street Fighter 2 and in Alpha. I don't think he's been shown yet in Alpha, but in Street Fighter 2, and he's pretty much the same height as Ryu. But when you think of Akuma from like a story standpoint, even though he looks like Ryu as far as like character model, this is always how you imagined it, is that he was just massive.
Really go toe to toe with you and kill you. This someone, in the eyes of Akuma, is Ryu, but only if he really gave in to the Satsui no Hado. Ryu was taught this fighting style not by Akuma, but by Akuma's older brother Goken. Pause the story right there because Goken is another one of them old ass niggas that refuse to die, bro. Just to quickly summarize these siblings' relationship,
Oh, here we go.
Goken despises Akuma for embracing the Satsui no Hado to the fullest extent, and Akuma despises him for not embracing it at all. So then they say, you know what? First to 5 right now, nigga.
Bitch.
You wouldn't be able to handle it, dog. I got niggas over here that'll fuck you in your ass for real, bitch.
Then Akuma uses
All right.
Shun Goku Satsu on Goken. Mind you, this is the same move that he slammed Bison with, and supposedly he kills his brother Goken too. Now notice that I said supposedly, because now I'm about to read the reason as to why he didn't die. Apparently, right before Akuma performed the Shun Goku Satsu on him, Goken activated the power of nothingness to separate his soul from his body, allowing him to... I'm sorry, I'm not reading the rest of this bullshit, man. This nigga literally just said time out. I have a much better time believing that Heihachi was thrown into a pit of lava and survived. Mind you, his body was a bloodied corpse, and because of that, was obviously believed to have died, so was buried. And then he didn't come back for 2 years.
Listen, I know I'm pausing a decent amount during this, but I also want to be ultra clear. And this person, everyone learns this the easy way or the hard way. Everyone learns this, which is Capcom does not have good writing. They just don't. They never have. Their writing sometimes is okay, and I would even, depending on how much of a fan you are of their games, sometimes their writing is pretty good. Like Devil May Cry, pretty good. Devil May Cry 3 is pretty good. Devil May Cry 1, it's okay. You know, Devil May Cry 4, pretty good. But if you think that like you are not going to get God of War, Elden Ring, Horizon level writing out of um any Capcom game, you're just not. That's not what they do. That's not what they're good at. Like that they've never been good at that. Like from the beginning. So I think it's always funny to me as someone who plays a lot of Capcom games. When people are like, "Wait, this doesn't make any sense." It's like, what do you mean? It's a Capcom game. I mean, even the closest I think they got to making really good the closest they ever got to making really good writing, the closest was Resident Evil. And it was okay writing in Resident Evil 1. It was pretty good writing in Resident Evil 2. This guy's talking about Street Fighter, right? And how like 3 comes before this one and this one. Resident Evil 3 like happens both before Resident Evil 2 and after Resident Evil 2 by like some hours because of like Leon's there and the city gets blown up when Jill leaves, but Leon's already gone and it's a whole thing. And then, you know, Resident Evil 4 has nothing to do with anything really that happened in Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. And then Code Veronica is kind of linked. And it's funny because for all the people out there, and there's a bunch of them weirdly, that are into Code Veronica is dumb. Like to me, it is there are three. To me, there are 3 Resident Evil games. There's 1, 2, and 3, and then everything else is just like fan fiction. Like everything else is like Dragon Ball Super. That means Resident Evil 4 is Dragon Ball Super. That means Resident Evil 5 is Dragon Ball Super. 7, 8, like they're all Dragon Ball Super. There's only 3 Resident Evil games, and everything else is just like whatever. So I just had to come in here and say that because he's like, well, how did Goken separate his like, dude? I don't know if he's gonna talk about Gotetsu because Gotetsu also lived. No, he didn't. He died. He actually did die. But he might get into the fact that Gen was also hit with the Gokusatsu, and he also lived. So, what about 7 and 8? 7 and 8, bro. If you were on a Discord call, you know what I would tell you? I would say to you, I would ask you 2 questions. 1, what is the story of Resident Evil 7 and 8? What's the story? And then 2, because I know it, but I would just quiz somebody. What is the story? And then 2, I would say, how does Resident Evil 7 8 factor into Resident Evil 1, 2, or any of them? Any of them before 7 and 8. And I'm not saying that, like, I am saying that they kind of don't. But what I'm trying to get at is that Capcom's just been okay at writing. Look at this Chaozu on screen, right? Like, Capcom's okay. But when you're coming at this like, well, how does this make sense if this is... Bro, where you been? Mega Man? Ghosts and Goblins? Okami? What the hell else they make? Street Fighter? Come on, what's the list? Resident Evil? Onimusha? Devil May Cry? Come on, man! Like, come on! This is Resident Evil. Come on, it's Capcom. I know it as well as I watched the playthrough so many times, and they really don't. Yeah, they don't. Like, but they're also not supposed to, and that'd be like the trick question, right? Like 7, like they put Chris Redfield into 7 at the very end. Man, if I was streaming at that time when I played Resident Evil 7, I can't think it was back in 2017. When I played Resident Evil 7, and you beat the game, and Ethan's laying there. And then Chris rolls up in a Neo Umbrella uniform and helicopter. And he's just like, and it says Chris Redfield on the subtitle. I was like, first off, I didn't know this was Chris Redfield. It looks nothing like him. And then 2, I was like, they could have used anybody. Like it doesn't matter at all to the story that it's Chris Redfield until you do the DLC. And then that also doesn't matter because and what Capcom tried to do, and again, I'm accepting of it because it's Capcom, but it also doesn't make any damn sense, which is that the BSAA group that Jill and Chris and their and Chris's partner from Resident Evil 6 were part of was like supposed to be trying to like put on an appearance to the world that because of what Umbrella did in Raccoon City and Resident Evil, I guess 1 and 2 and 3, that they were going to use that name and like um rehabilitate the name of the company. And that was the idea. But then they didn't do that in Resident Evil 8, which is the next one, Village. So now we're all sitting here, maybe some of us more than others, are sitting here waiting on a Resident Evil 9 to like see how this is going to fit in. And it's not. It's not going to fit in because they never do. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, Chris Redfield never looks the same, bro. Like everybody makes that boulder punching joke. People have been making that boulder punching joke like my whole life, but I will let that joke pass, as dumb as it is that everybody makes it, because it was weird. And I think there's a reason. I think that Capcom even wrote somewhere, or maybe it's mentioned in one of the games, like that Chris Redfield got jacked because he needed to be able to compete with Wesker. But then you see him fight Wesker in the deal in like a backstory, a flashback with him and Jill going to confront Wesker before like Jill dives out the window and like tackles him and tackles Wesker and dives out the window. Dude, the muscles didn't help. Like he's like teleporting around, dodging bullets, throwing people across the room. Like the muscles didn't help. I don't know. That was such a they probably just wanted to make him jacked. Like that's the only thing I can think of. So they were like, we want this dude to be jacked. Because in Code Veronica, he's not jacked. In Resident Evil 1, he's not jacked. And then in Resident Evil 5, he's jacked. And also, the time between Resident Evil Code Veronica, which he's in, and Resident Evil 5, you could not get that jacked. You just can't. Like, I get it. Like, he was training all the time because of, like, the betrayal that, he felt towards Umbrella and Wesker. You ain't getting that jacked on vengeance alone, man. Zombie steroids?
So what the hell was your soul doing for 2 years? Just die, nigga. Die! I understand it's a fighting game and people just don't really die in fighting games, especially not these days. But like, y'all gotta do a better job at retconning at the very least, bro. They brought him back from the dead just for one game, just to not be relevant at all in the next game. Like, was his role in the story that important that you had to revive him just to do that and not have him do anything else?
Oh my goodness. What does that say? It would have been sick. Hold on. In Street Fighter 4, Goken seals the Satsu no Hado within Ryu, so he'd no longer suffer with repressing said power, even though it was still a main plot in Street Fighter 5. Yes, that is true. In all honesty, bro probably just retired while he was ahead. Yeah, honestly, like, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to criticize Capcom because, like, I just know how they go. They just wanted to make him. They just wanted to make Goken because, of the mistranslation about you must defeat Shenlong to stand a chance from Street Fighter 2, and people inferred that Shenlong was Ryu's master when it was just a mistranslation of you must defeat the Shoryuken to stand a chance. And then Capcom was like, well, what if we did make the guy that trained with Ryu and Ken? So I can see why they did it, but yeah, he's not in. Oh, yo, if he showed up in Street Fighter 6, that'd be crazy.
Why kill him in the first place? No offense to Goken, I'm just saying, like, separating his soul from his body last second before dying to come back 2 years later. This is some rancid cooking, even for a fighting game. Like, who wrote that, bro? Who made this burger? This is the second time I'm talking about Akuma using the Son Goku Satsu in it.
Who made this burger?
Getting retconned. They be robbing that boy, on God. But since we talking about Akuma, I've already spoken about him in this video, but I still find it hilarious that this nigga pulled up to Tekken. So
yo, oh my gosh, the Tekken. Listen, I'm gonna be playfully angry about this. Tekken sucks, bro. I'm telling you. I don't know who I was talking to. I think it was my buddy Nate. I was talking to somebody about fighting games, and I remember a friend of mine, we've known each other for most of our lives, but he met me when I was 15 years old. And it's relevant to talk about the time period that he met me because 15 or 16, but it's important to know that time period because he and I played a lot of fighting games growing up, in air quotes, right? We were both in high school. And it wasn't until 2000, 9 that I bought Street Fighter 4 for the Xbox 360, and he and I played it a little bit, and then he ended up moving away, and I kept playing it for 7 years, okay, until 2015, and then Street Fighter's, I guess, not, yeah, I guess 7 years, till 2015, and then right around the corner was Street Fighter 5 in 2016, which I played for 3 years, technically 2, and then I dropped that game because I thought it was trash. It's probably one of my least favorite Street Fighter games, Street Fighter 5. And then here we are in Street Fighter 6, 8 years after that game, right? In the year 2023 is when that game came out. The reason I painted that timeline was because when I talked to my buddy about Street Fighter, he's like, I didn't know Street Fighter was like such a big thing for you. And it made me realize he met me at the time when there were no more Street Fighter games being made. Street Fighter 2 in all of its versions, Street Fighter Alpha in all of its versions, X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Pocket Fighter, Puzzle Fighter, and then Street Fighter 3, and then Street Fighter EX, which wasn't even made by Capcom. It just had Street Fighter in the name, so I got it. All of those games came out before he met me. So when we played Soul Calibur and we played Bloody Roar and we played Guilty Gear, he thought of me as like, oh, I'm this kind of person. I'm an anime player. I'm a Soul Calibur player. And so when I became like Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 6, and I caught up to him, like I said, years later, I was like, bro, I've always been a Street Fighter guy. Like my whole life, I've always been a Street Fighter guy. You just never saw that part of me. And I went on that tangent because I think Tekken sucks. Like, I've always thought for all the fighting games I've played, I've played Tekken probably like 45 minutes my whole life. Tekken 3 and Tekken 6. I tried both of them for like maybe less than an hour, and I was like, Tekken sucks. The closest I ever got to playing a Street Fighter, a Tekken game for real, was Street Fighter Cross Tekken. And I played just like Ken and like Jin. But no, Akuma being added to the Tekken story is dumb.
Heihachi and Kazuya did neither, then did not elaborate. He promised Heihachi's wife that he'd kill both of them, waited years to do anything at all, and then said, let me take my ass back to Street Fighter. Then Mishima boys got it. Man, I know she was mad as hell in the afterlife looking at that trailer reveal for Street Fighter 6. Fighting games gotta be the only genre of story where two characters fight to the death, one dies. Then wait, he didn't die. He faked his death, comes back, then he blasts two niggas with an orbital fucking nuke. And both of them walk away unscathed. Peak storytelling, I'll tell you. I'm convinced at this point, there's at least 2 people riddled with amnesia that you can play as in every single fighting game. For some reason, it's always amnesia with these niggas in fighting games. I know y'all be getting smacked upside the head for a living, but god damn, bruh. We already talked about M. Bison fake ass ducking Akuma by pretending to get amnesia, but there was also his ex-subordinate Cammy, a blonde, blue-eyed white woman assassin who struggles with amnesia from experiments conducted on her, who also won EVO 2024. Not to be confused with Nina Williams. You also have Abel. Like Cammy, was at one point affiliated with Bison. Abel was designed to be a genetically engineered replacement body for Bison, but ultimately ended up being a failure that was to be disposed of along with the other failures. However, the blonde-haired fighter managed to escape, and since then has been searching for any kind of information on his past and family. Not to be confused with this nigga. Man, I was so surprised when I found out that Abel was supposed to be the protagonist of Street Fighter 4. How is your main character not in a single one of the games?
Dude, they keep trying that, by the way. They've tried that like 3 times. Like they keep I don't know if Capcom has like a white person thing. I mean, maybe they're Asian. Let me not. But I don't know what Capcom's issue is with this. But like in Street Fighter 3, they tried making Alex the main character. And then and we all know what Alex looks like, right? I mean, I don't want to make it a white person thing, but I'm just saying. Right? This is the main character of Street Fighter 3. Let's try to find the best look of him so that we do him some justice. You know what? This is pretty good. Right? This guy right here, this is the main character of Street Fighter 3. I'm covering him. Dang. But you can see him. It's the main character of Street Fighter 3, Alex, right? And then no, I guess he just wasn't that popular of a character, and so they went back to Ryu, stick to your guns. And then I didn't know about the Abel being the main character thing. I just assumed it was Ryu and Ken because in the trailer for Street Fighter 4, it is very clear that it's Ryu and Ken. Like this is what this game is about. But then obviously Street Fighter, I mean everybody knows him, right? Yo boy. Ludwig. I mean Luke, right? Like this guy, he's I mean he's on the front of the game. So there he is. He's a Street Fighter 6. They keep trying this. They just try to keep changing the main character. But even beyond that, this is the coolest picture of Luke, by the way. I think this one's so sick. It's just an art style thing, but I like that one. But even Street Fighter, I'm sure he'll get to it. This guy, Street Fighter 5's Ed, and he's in Street Fighter 6 also. This guy's also supposed to be a replacement for Bison. In fact, Ed appeared in Street Fighter 4, ages very quickly, and looks a lot like Abel for some reason. I never thought that they looked similar, outside of maybe the fact that they're both white people with blue eyes and blonde hair. I guess that, I just said it, so it makes them look... I mean, as far as face goes, I don't think that they look similar. But the only reason I'm bringing this up to interrupt this guy's video is that, like, Ed doesn't have amnesia, but M. Bison be trying to just get these like blonde-haired women and men to be replacement bodies. Listen, I don't want to say it, but
game's cover art. That's ass backwards. Ryu has always been the poster boy of Street Fighter, but Street Fighter has always tried to introduce new main characters, and they suck ass at it. Because every single time that character just gets overshadowed by Ryu or Bison. But honestly, it has more to do with the fact that Abel is just a nothing burger ass character. You can tell just by his fit, bro. Out of all the buff blonde white fighters in Street Fighter, which by the way, it's a lot, you could line them up and have somebody that knows nothing about Street Fighter. Guess which one's name is Cody? They're fucking cooked. They're cooked. But out of all of them, Abel is...
I gotta run that back. They gotta guess which one of these guys' name is Cody. You're cooked. You fucking cooked. Yeah. Yo, did they not include Nash? Nash isn't on here. I thought this was him for a second because of this art style. I've never liked this art style. From Street Fighter 5, man. Holy Totinos. I gotta always stretch my Street Fighter cred. This guy is also, if we want to keep that trend, he is also white and blonde, and I don't know if he has blue eyes. But I mean, this is him from Street Fighter 5 where he looks like the monster from Frankenstein, but I mean, this is one of the most detailed looks they got at him. But this is the one that's... Does he have blue eyes? That's Charlie, man. This is just Guile. This is just Alpha Guile. Anyway, I just thought I'd point that out. That when he was talking about which one of these guys' his name is Cody, dude. It's like... I mean, it's him, but they could have easily thrown Nash in here. That would have been actually funnier. Is that, like, if... No, it's funny because one of them is Cody.
Guess which one's... Wait, it's a lot. You could line them up and have somebody that knows nothing about Street Fighter. Guess which one's name is Cody? They're fucking cooked. They're cooked. But out of all of them, Abel is definitely the most boring. Unlike Bison and Cammy, Abel did not make it to Street Fighter 5 nor 6. Many characters from Street Fighter 4 had the same fate, which brings me to my next topic. One thing I'm not a fan of about Street Fighter is the games make weird roster changes. There's so many characters that debut for like 1, maybe 2 games, then are never seen again. And then there are fan favorites that are nowhere to be seen. Like, where is my nigga Dan? Guy, Yin and Yang. This applies to many other fighting games as well, but I genuinely don't really understand the point in introducing a bunch of new characters while also building up legacy characters just to have them never return, you know? But you know what? For some characters, I totally get it. See, this here is Hakan.
Oh,
And to be
man.
honest, I don't know how to tell you this, but his fighting style is oil wrestling. This nigga dumps a bucket of oil on himself to wrestle, to grab up real tight on niggas. No, I didn't just make this character up. Who said that? This is a very real character that you can play as in Street Fighter 4. Look at this dude's move. Look at this dude's moveness, bro.
I'm not watching this shit, man.
You know, I gotta be honest. I gotta be real. I gotta be 100% real. I haven't gone back to look at Hakan's Ultra 2 in years. I like if you had to like if before I saw it, if I had to describe what his Ultra 2 was, I couldn't tell you. But now that I've seen it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Like that is how that is the Ultra 2. Oh man. But listen, I'm not at every turn. I'm going to defend Capcom because I've been playing these games my whole life. Street Fighter 4 was pretty goofy with a lot of their like attacks. Like that was also the only game I think where whenever you did like an ultra, the characters would their faces would go like right when they were about to get hit. Oh man, is this your ghost? Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, I think Con Ultra 2, man. And then in the context that he put it in of him spinning like that. Oh man.
I'm not watching this shit, man.
This whole time I'm thinking this must be like some type of made up fighting style. No. This is a very real sport in Turkey where a large group of men get together, wear nothing but small, very tight trousers, then they get covered in olive oil and wrestle on the ground.
Olive?
For hours. I'm not gonna show any footage just to save you from the situation of like somebody walking in on you watching this video and then you have to sit there and try to explain yourself. You're welcome. Now hit that like button. Hakan never saw another Street Fighter after this one. I didn't even mention the fact that this nigga's glowing red. Somehow that is the least weirdest thing about him.
Yeah, it's striking. This is really good. It was a good video.
Another character I want to talk about is Dhalsim.
What
As it
do you
stands
gotta
in
say about
Street Fighter
Dhalsim?
lore, Dhalsim is an ancient mythical god of fire, descending down once every 5 years in an effort to bestow peace upon the world. While he is the god of fire, which would typically be associated with evil, Dhalsim is actually one of the more pure-hearted deities in this universe. I just made that whole setup. He's just some guy that's really good at yoga. Apparently, Dhalsim is a pacifist. And you know, I completely respect that. I'm not gonna try to take that away from you. But I'm just saying, nigga, you in like 15 fighting games. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dhalsim mainly fights in tournaments as a way to earn money for his family in Broken Down Village, which is a very respectable motive. But then you see this nigga pulling up at Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That's how I know you do this for the love of the game, bro. You don't gotta be no damn Marvel vs. Cap. Go home to your wife and kids, bro. Bro, if you seen the way that Dhalsim be doing niggas in the supers, you'd never think that he's a pacifist. But he doesn't actually breathe fire. Street Fighter gonna look you dead in your face and say that's mental powers. You telling me that Dhalsim's straight up a gaslighting people into believing that he breathes fire? Then what is Ken doing? You also need some of that money for yourself. I'm just saying, like, why your stomach cave in like that, nigga? God damn. Eat a burger, bro. Something. And stop walking like that.
Yeah, listen when the man talk, you know.
Nakali is supposed to be the Street
Oh my
Fighter's
gosh, I
ancient ogre,
totally
a
forgot
god of
about Nakali, dude. Oh my god. I don't know how Capcom did it. No, wait, hold on. He's probably gonna explain it. I do know how they did it. This is listen, I can't stop defending Capcom. This is an anomaly. Nikali. Never mind. Let me see what he says. Wait, hold on. Nikali should have been like the new antagonist for Street Fighter. He should have been in Bison and Akuma, like wrapped into one. And they just, I don't know, man. He's probably gonna explain it in a joking way, but they just didn't do enough with him. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to play it. There was a scene in the opening cinematic to Street Fighter V where it looks like Nikali like eats the Satsui no Hado that Ryu has. And it was like, what? He can do that? Also, it seemed like they were linked. And I don't, he's going to go into it, but like it is still baffling. I don't think he's on the cover of the game, but he has these markings on his face that form a V, which like strikingly is what like Street Fighter V, the V, the Roman numeral, and they didn't. I'm stuttering in part because I think this character, I'm playing defense for Capcom. I think that this character only didn't take off because it is Capcom's subpar writing. I don't know. I don't know. It's like there's no way I can say this without like just running ultimate defense for them. I think that there are times when Capcom's writing just works. You have a character that they're not really memorable and whatever, like because of the protagonist or because of the setting, people just like the game or the story anyway. But Street Fighter's always had really good characters, and I think he's a really good character, but I think something about him just not making as much of an impact or a splash on Street Fighter V as he should have been. Maybe I gotta find they can't fight. Damn.
Fighting that seeks the strongest fighters and only the strongest fighters to devour their soul. And I'm telling you right now, on everything I love, please keep this in mind. Because Nikali gets clapped by like 5 niggas.
Huh? Power.
What's that?
Ogre at least got a couple of bodies himself, and also has had multiple cameos in Tekken games. This nigga Nikali pulled up for one Street Fighter game. Mind you, it's like 15 of them bitches. He pulled up for one Street Fighter game, got his ass beat by 5 niggas, then was never seen again. Let me put this into perspective, right? Nikali spends 90% of Street Fighter V mumbling gibberish or growling like a Black Ops zombie.
I have waited. You have come.
He barely speaks English, and if he does, he has this weird stutter.
Devour. Make you sacrifice first.
That boy got punched so hard in his chest by Ryu, he started speaking fluent English. You've literally never heard Nikali articulate himself so clearly before this. His last words ever, nigga looks Ryu dead in his face after he got punched, and he said,
Why couldn't I devour his soul like the others?
Then melts into a pile of shit to never be seen again. He did not make it to Street Fighter 6, bro. The only other games that he appeared in is a browser game where you race horses as Street Fighter characters.
Is that true?
This is a very real game. I'm not making this up.
What the hell? Well, yeah, he's never coming back. He actually died. There's a, it's not even fair to say died, but like he might be the only character I can think of out of all the Street Fighter characters that is totally off the table for coming back. Well, no, actually no. They could just bring him back. I don't know where my brain was going. There was a part of me that was just like, well, he faded into mud and he only shows up every like handful of years, so like they probably can't bring him back. No, just say like, yep, I'm back now.
This released in 2015 and shut down the next year. The other one was in Grand Blue Fantasy. This is a JRPG where Grand Blue and Street Fighter had a collab called Grand Blue Fighter 5.
I'd never heard of that.
You were allowed to play as certain Street Fighter characters and battle against others. Nikali only appeared as an enemy, so you couldn't play him. This collaboration also only lasted 10 days, so yeah. Nikali just might be The Tony Snell of Street Fighter. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he was absolutely one of the more hyped characters revealed for Street Fighter 5. This is like getting drafted first round pick in the NBA to getting benched on the roster of the Beijing Ducks in China, bro. His design is so fire too. It's a damn shame.
Yeah, he looks cool. You know, I know people at the time kind of complained that he was a pretty plain character. He was awesome in gameplay. He had an uppercut. He didn't have a projectile per se, but he had like a Tatsu style move with his like claw attack. He had like his projectile was technically the ground pound that built in V meter. It was just his V skill. He had the okay walk speed, but when he went into V trigger, he had the dashes that were like in your face. He had a command grab. He had everything. He was really cool. The stomps. He was an awesome character. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, this guy's saying it. Everybody's come up with their opinions as to how Nikali didn't work, but we will never see him again, and he should have been awesome. And he kind of was.
I'm telling you, bro. Fighting game lore is crazy. They introduced a mythical ancient Aztec deity who's lived for thousands of years just for him to get punched in his chest and shit himself on the spot. He's been in as many Street Fighter games as Jin Kazama. That boy from a whole nother franchise going toe-to-toe with Nikali in terms of screen time. A pacifist, a self-proclaimed pacifist is in more fighting games than this nigga whose entire life revolves around fighting strong people.
He was underutilized. That's a good point.
No superpowers, no psycho powers, not an ancient mythical creature, no ki, no Satsui no Hado. This pasty ass nigga just strong as shit for no reason. Some of you might know Cody Travers as the mayor of Metro City in Street Fighter 6, but he's been through a lot. He's had a lot of growth since his first appearance, which, by the way, he's not even from Street Fighter. He's from Final Fight.
I'm glad somebody said it. Like he's not even from Street Fighter. Him, Guy is another one, man. Like Guy infiltrated the Street Fighter franchise, and then now we have a Bushin character in like every Street Fighter game. Guy is from Final Fight along with Cody, and then Guy popped up in Street Fighter Alpha because Capcom just decided, not that this is a bad thing, but Capcom just decided that Metro City is like right next to where the hell are they from? No. Metro City. Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking now. I think Metro City is where they're from. I could be wrong. Maybe this guy will say it in the video. I think Metro City is where the Final Fight guys are from. And I'm kind of getting it mixed up because Street Fighter 6 takes place in Metro City, but I think before Street Fighter 6 there was no like main world. It was just our world. Like Ken is from like San Francisco, I think, and California, and then like Chun-Li's from China, and Ryu's from Japan. Like there's just people from all over the world. But yeah, when guys showed up in Street Fighter Alpha along with Cody, Street Fighter Alpha, I want to say 3. At that point, we got a ninja character, and then in Street Fighter 4, guys showed up again in Super Street Fighter 4. And then in Street Fighter 5, they brought in Zeku, who was just another Bushin character. And then now in Street Fighter 6, we have Kimberly. So it's like ever since Guy, they've just had that ninja, street ninja character. Like ever since that. And yeah, they're not even from Street Fighter. But I mean, who is really, well, I was going to say who's from Street Fighter, but like, you know, that's fine.
But at this point, more people probably know him from Street Fighter, so whatever. This nigga Cody is so strong, it feels like some type of inside joke. He's canonically stronger than pretty much everybody in Street Fighter. Like, he could beat everybody ass in that game, and the only reason he doesn't is because he doesn't feel like it. He's also, ironically, one of the only characters that actually have a street fighting kind of style, you know? In Street Fighter 4, Cody fights with his handcuffs on. I forgot to tell you that he's in prison. It's a long story. He breaks out of prison occasionally when he's bored to beat people up, then goes back into his cell with his handcuffs still on. And don't think that it's because he can't take the handcuffs off. He's one of 3 characters to voluntarily handicap themselves for the added challenge. The only other characters to do this is Oro, an immortal being who I'm not even sure that you can call human at this point. This nigga looks crazy. Oro is so powerful that he intentionally handicaps himself by only fighting with his left arm. He also fights naked under that cloak, so while you getting your ass beat, there's a small chance that you might see some cock and balls. The other character is, well...
First, there was darkness.
Akuma only fights at full power against an opponent that he deemed worthy. For example, Oro. When Akuma fights at his fullest power, he is known as Shin Akuma. But he has a form that goes even beyond that, when he is one with the Satsui no Hado. And that form is Oni. So, the only 3 characters in Street Fighter universe to handicap themselves because they are so strong is a 130-year-old bald martial arts master, a literal motherfucking demon, and a white guy from New York.
Well, now, let's see if we can't do something about my board.
Cody Travers.
When you say it like that, it's so good. A 130-year-old martial arts master, a literal demon, and then just some random white dude from New York. Fantastic. Oh man, dude, come on. If that's not golden Capcom writing, I don't know what is, man. Come on. This is how they do it. You gotta give it up. This is perfect.
This is a blonde white man, but he is that nigga.
Oh.
That is all for today's video. Learning about Street Fighter was really fun. There's so much more I want to talk about and so many characters that I haven't even mentioned that I have a lot to say on. And I already know his dudes in my comments right now.
He said he is that nigga. He is him. He's him. Cody is him. Straight up. Just some random dude. You know, it's so funny. It makes me laugh because I've been so entrenched in Street Fighter for so many decades that like this is just how it is for me. Like this is how it goes. But when somebody's like looking at it from the outside and they don't get like the timeline or how the characters match up, it's like, yo, you know what's really funny? This happens rarely, but it is funny. It's when people who play this game at a very high competitive level, when they start complaining about like certain characters in the game being weaker than other characters because of the lore. You know, like, oh man, I know this happens a lot, but it'll be like, how is Yun one of the strongest characters in Street Fighter 3 if Ryu has mastered the Ansatsuken Hadosta? It's like, he just is, man. Like, it's just gameplay shit. Like, it's not that serious. You know, also, like, it's not that serious. You know, but although, that being said, it is really fascinating to me how in Street, I don't know if this is entirely on Capcom's end, but like Ryu, Ken, Akuma, those 3 in particular have always been very close in strength throughout probably the past major Street Fighter games, 4, 5, and 6. Because, and I don't know if Capcom does this on purpose, but they also have a very similar fighting style, and they usually, like in Street Fighter 4, I think the best. It depends on what Street Fighter 4 version, but through the majority of Street Fighter 4, I think Akuma was probably the best, and then right behind him was. Oh, it depends on what Street Fighter game, because Ryu was better than Ken in Street Fighter 4 and maybe Super. But in Arcade Edition, then oh, I'm not saying this right. So Akuma was the best Shoto character in Street Fighter 4 and Super. And then right behind him was Ryu, and then Ken was trailing third. But in Arcade Edition, it flipped. And then it was Akuma was slightly the best, then Ken, then Ryu. And then probably at the end, it was Ken was the best. Ultra Street Fighter 4. Ken was the best, and then Akuma slightly trailed him, and then Ryu was just like on the cover of the game, like nobody talked about him. In Street Fighter 5, at the very beginning, Ryu was like clearly the strongest. Akuma came out, and Ryu got weakened, and then you just never heard of him again. And then it was just the Akuma was probably better than Ken, and then it was Ken and Akuma, and then now here we are in Street Fighter 6, and I think very early Street Fighter 6, it was clearly Ken. Akuma comes out, Akuma, and then Ken, and then now we're sitting at a spot where this is season 2, going into season 3 of Street Fighter 6. it's sitting at a spot where Ken is... Is Akuma better than Ken? Maybe, but it's so slight. It's probably Akuma, Ken, Ryu. But now that I've said all this out loud without thinking about it first, they've done a pretty consistent job at putting Ryu, like, at the bottom. Well, where I think he should be between the three. Like, for as many years as I've played Ryu, he's my favorite character in Street Fighter, the main guy. But I remember I was talking to a friend about this, and sometimes I can sound really frustrated when I talk about, like, Ryu and Street Fighter because everybody's designed to beat him. But you would have a very terrible Street Fighter game if Ryu was one of the best characters in the game. To me. Like, I'm not, like, obviously, like, the highest level tournament player or anything like that. But his mechanics as a fighting game character are so straightforward that if they're too strong, your game is just poorly designed. It's not even poorly balanced, it's just poorly designed. He has a projectile, an uppercut to counter the projectile, and then he has the Tatsu Baki whirlwind kick that brings him close to the opponent or gets him out of dodge, depending on the game, right? But that usually does one of those two things. And that's it. Like, and he controls neutral. Oftentimes because of the fact that he has a projectile means that he can threaten the projectile by moving into neutral and, you know, kind of poking people with, you know, crouching medium kick and certain mid-range normals. And then if you try to get around those, he can whiff punish you. And if you're further away to try to outspace him, then he has the projectile to force you to do something, whether jump over it or block. And then if you jump over it, depending on what projectile he uses and what Street Fighter game it is, he can anti you out of the air, so it kind of limits your options even more. He cannot be the best character. If he's in the top 3 of a Street Fighter game, that's a bad Street Fighter game. So it's one of the times where when I play Street Fighter and I'm like, especially if I'm on a losing streak, I'll be like, man, my character sucks. But if it was the opposite and I was running through people like Akuma or Ken run through people, I feel like the game would feel weird. So it's just all the mystical powers and psycho powers, and then you have Cody. Yeah. Yeah, almost everybody has powers. I mean, they're not almost everybody. I mean, there's a lot of characters who don't have powers. Hold on. I think almost everybody has powers. I'm thinking about it. I mean, sure, there's some characters. Kimberly doesn't have any powers. But, like, what defines a power, though? Because, like, she has, like, the ninja powers. And I'm thinking, like, Marisa doesn't really have powers. She's just a big, strong woman. Manon doesn't really have powers. Yin and Yang. I guess we have to kind of define what powers is. Because Yun has that Ganesian thing. And it's hard to say if that's canon or if that's just like a gameplay. Because when we think of powers, we're probably thinking of Hadouken, right? Sonic Boom, Tiger Shot, anything that Dawson does, most of Ken's stuff. I would even say Cammy probably has powers. I don't know.
Mad, like I ain't been talking for like 20 minutes straight already.
You're looking at me?
Yes, I'm talking to you, nigga. Get off me. I've barely mentioned Street Fighter 6 because, like I said, I have about 3 hours on that shit. 2 hours was on the character create. I'm having lots of trouble picking out a main. I'm not gonna lie. Like, nobody really stands out to me in that cast. Not that it's bad, but I'll be looking at Street Fighter 4's cast like I could have made like 6 different characters.
Well, let's look at this. I'm gonna try to define who has powers. I'm probably not gonna be I'm gonna be very conservative about this. To me, I'm gonna define powers as something has to expel from your body that is beyond just a punch and a kick. DiCaprio has powers. So DiCaprio, Ryu, Ken. See, is Honda, does he have powers? I mean, he jumps super high in the air and he like launched himself as a torpedo, but like, is that powers? I'm gonna skip him. So these 3. Seth definitely has powers. Does Gen? No. Dan, yeah. No powers. She heals. No, it's not a power. No powers. You know what? No. You know what? She doesn't. Oh, does her powers count? No, it doesn't, because hers is technology. So no. I guess it's just like, but does that count though? No. No, no. Oh my god, does Cody have powers? If he's the strongest, I mean, technically, no. Blanca? Oh, yeah, electricity. Of course. Okay. So, I mean, most of them do have powers still, but there's a lot of them that do not have powers. He has powers. He does not have powers. Okay.
If I actually grew up with Street Fighter, I definitely main Cody or Guy. Anyways, I think it's time we start letting some of these old niggas die. I'm sorry, Gramps. I would have been cool with it if y'all cheated dead to take long walks at the park and love your grandchildren. Shout out to Kuma, but you getting at that age where you gotta take that dedication to fighting and put it into sewing or some shit. And after seeing what Heihachi did to Eddie and... Hey, that nigga not! I got the rope right here!
I wonder if this guy is a fighting game channel, because that outro is the Crowded Streets theme from Street Fighter 3. It's a remix of it. I don't know if he has the same sort of outro. Oh my gosh, dude. What does that say? Hydrogen bomb, white guy from New York. Wow, dude. Gosh, I've seen the thumbnail. I didn't read the text. I've never read the text on there. Wow. I'm gonna glance at some of these other videos. I might watch some of these another day. That was really good. It was very funny. Oh, here it is, dude. The hairstyle. Black guy hairstyle in video games. Oh wow, this guy doesn't have that many videos, and yet, like, he really crushed it. Unless there's some older ones. Oh, okay. I guess the homepage doesn't show all of them. I was kind of curious, but that was a really good video. It was really funny. It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. I didn't expect it to be funny. I kind of thought it was gonna be a little bit more of a criticism, and I guess it was, but I thought it was gonna be more of like a serious criticism about like why Street Fighter's power levels don't make sense. And I was gonna come in and I wasn't gonna like criticize it, but I was just thinking like, yeah, I mean that everybody said it, but he did make it funny, and gosh, I can't stop looking at this freaking Squidward page face. But that was good. It's always gonna be like that with the story of Street Fighter. It's entirely possible that in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I wonder if my light's working anymore. Let me check this. Nope, still not working. Hold on a second. I can't change that. I want to try something real quick. I'm gonna change scenes. Okay, no, that does not. Oh, hey, my wavelink stream thing is back. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's 11:30. I'm like an hour and a half later than I wanted to be. So that was a good video. I laughed. I I laughed pretty hard too, because like I said, it's just so fun and funny. Uh, hearing people kind of explore something that it's just so part of what I deal with all the time, you know? I'm never really one to question power levels per se. You know, I'm such a suspension of disbelief person that it usually takes other people kind of when I'm reading a story or I'm watching a show or something to kind of point out like this doesn't make sense. Like, why is this character doing this? I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that is kind of strange. I usually don't notice in the moment, but the Street Fighter ones, you know, you do kind of notice. Like everybody's talked about the different power levels over the years, and I think technically, um, when I think about all the characters, the lore is so all over the place, and there's no concrete answer. But my opinion is, I think Ryu and Akuma are the two strongest characters in that entire story. Um, especially now, if we want to talk about finally making it past Street Fighter 6 with Street Fighter or Street Fighter 3 with Street Fighter 6, it's definitely those two. And I think that from a lore perspective, I think everybody else is just sort of like whatever. But the funny thing is that Ryu in the story, because the story of Street Fighter 6 is about the World Tour character, kind of running around meeting everybody who's a legend, Ryu is completely off doing his own thing. Like a handful of people know who he is, but he's just like sitting next to a tree, like training like he always does. He's not trying to do anything. And Akuma's always stronger than him. And I don't think we'll ever get this in the story, but if Akuma and Ryu fought now, ooh, I don't know, man. I think that they're forever like stalemates. They never fight each other, even though they fight each other all the time. But I think if Akuma and Ryu were to clash in Street Fighter 6, like if there was like a canon event and Capcom was like, we're doing it, Ryu and Akuma are having a fight. I mean, Ryu's not going to kill him because that's not what Ryu does. And it's hard to say if Akuma would kill Ryu because one of the reasons he wouldn't kill him is because he wants him to do one of two things. Either master the what is it called? It's an Satsuki fighting style, but I thought it had a more English name to it. I can't remember it right now. But master that fighting style and become strong enough to kill him. Or two, give in to the Satsui no Hado and then as equals fight to like a stalemate where they both kill each other. That's sort of, you know, I know I said that Akuma probably wants Ryu to master it. I think Akuma just wants someone to kill him. And so he holds back because it's not worth fighting any harder for anybody that can't kill him. But I don't know. I don't think Capcom will ever do it because that's not what Street Fighter is about, man. Street Fighter is about drive rush and hitting people with drive impacts and burning them out and stuff. So, all right. With that all being said, I'm going to close out of Opera. I'm going to. Normally, I would have been asleep like an hour and a half ago. So, the chances that I'm going to be up early to stream Monster Hunter Wilds is probably not particularly high. But I'm just going to plan out my schedule, my tentative schedule for tomorrow. The tentative schedule is I didn't really play today. I spent so much time making my character. I want to get up tomorrow morning. I'm going to eat breakfast, probably watch a little bit of YouTube. And then if my light is working, which now I know is probably not going to be consistent, I will hop on stream, whatever early means, early, and just try to get through the tutorial stuff. I forget exactly what part of the story you can go to in the beta, but I want to do all the beta stuff. I want to fight the green monster. I'm going to fight the monster that digs through the sand. I already forgot its name. I'm going to fight all the beta monsters. and then probably I forget its name, Ray Dow, maybe. But get the hang of the Greatsword and everything like that. But I'm really just gonna try to focus on the story. That's like my goal. Is I'm just very very interested in the story of Monster Hunter. And I don't think I said this on this stream. I don't know if I made this in like a private stream where I was just live streaming to myself because I was doing like an audio test, or if I actually said this on stream. But I was talking to somebody, a friend of mine, and I remember I was telling them the story of Monster Hunter World, and I was like probably like 90% accurate with the story of World. And so but I was kind of paying attention to World. I think I was more just so new to everything, but I think I followed World and Iceborne. I thought Iceborne was no, I was gonna say it's a better story, but it's not. It's just different. But anyway, um, I really want to follow this story, and right now the only part of it that I know that they already said in like the first like 20 minutes is that there's this ancient civilization of people. This monster attacks their home, and one of the elders hides the kid away, and the kid gets found in the desert, and that's when the hunters show up and see him. And so the thing that we're tasked with at the moment is uh, reuniting the kid with his people. And from the beta, and also because of that being the premise, I thought that that would be a relatively short story, especially since we've seen the monster. And I don't think I'm incorrect about this, but you could fight that monster in the second beta. I think I ended up reading some sort of article headline where Capcom said that you could fight I think they call it the key art monster. And I think the key art monster is the one that's on the cover of the game. So I don't know where they're going to go with the story, but my thought was I thought that would be the end monster, like whatever's at the end of the story. Like in Monster Hunter World, who was the main was it I think it was Xeno'jiiva. I think Xeno'jiiva was the final monster of World. And that wasn't on the cover. Nergigante was on the cover. So it was kind of a misdirect. Because even though Nergigante was on the cover, Nergigante is one of the first monsters you encounter on Zora Magdaros. And because it's described as an elder dragon that eats elder dragons, the thought is like, okay, this guy is going to be a problem. And he's on the cover of the game, so he's definitely going to be a problem. But that ended up not necessarily being the case. It seemed to be more that it was a Xeno'jiiva issue. It was mostly Zora Magdaros, because Zora Magdaros, not to recap the story and like mansplain it right now, but real brief, if Zora Magdaros were to blow up, they would just destroy the world, at least where the hunters were, the new world. So they had to redirect Zora Magdaros and then deal with Xeno'jiiva. And Xeno'jiiva wasn't on the cover. So maybe this will be kind of a similar misdirect where this monster is causing havoc in this ancient civilization place, but maybe the monster is fighting something else, and that monster is like the real antagonist. It's the Xeno'jiiva of the game. So I don't know, but like I said, I'm gonna hopefully be on, and I'm not gonna try to rush through the game. Or one of the things I noticed when I was at work earlier was how I saw the headlines on Twitter. Monster Hunter Wilds is a million users, a million active people on Twitch or Steam, I think is what it was. And that's cool. It's cool that other people, for one reason or another, saw Monster Hunter Wilds and have decided that they want to play it, whether it's people who played Rise or people who played World or people who saw a streamer play it or whatever it was. I liked Monster Hunter World. It was the first Monster Hunter game I played. And so the idea that this one's going to be better and that other people can experience it, hey, sounds cool to me. So I'm not gonna group with any like randos. I'll group with people that I know for story quests. But I really want to iron out this light issue. So before I hop on stream, because I don't really want anything to distract me, I don't want anything to kind of get in the way. Tomorrow in 20 minutes is my day off, so I'm not gonna play the whole day, but I do want to have like a chunk of time that I can sit down and really kind of like play. And because I'll be playing during the day mostly, I won't really need to care that much about the lighting in my place because if I... Oh, actually, my phone's on time limit mode, which means I can't use any of the apps. I was going to take a look at the weather. It's going to rain Sunday. Tomorrow morning, I actually have to wax my car. I didn't finish that today. Yeah, so it'll be sunny tomorrow. So, yeah, I'll be able to have just the light coming in. I won't necessarily need light from, but I will be streaming in the evening, and most days, starting Monday, I'm probably going to be streaming in the evening. So I need to have that light. And plus, even if I don't do live streams, I'll want a second light anyway because I can't show my setup, but it's just nice to be flanked by two lights. You know, it was one of the things I was going to say, assuming that my equipment worked, is how much I enjoyed like having a setup to where I didn't necessarily have to turn the ISO all the way up. Like one of the things that I can't do now, but when I change my lighting, can I do this for this room? I think I can. I'm gonna get ready to hop off anyway. But when I change my lighting to like this, and it's like really dim in here, it's dim in here for me, but and I like that. It makes like playing games or just relaxing with a video like calming. But before my light started flickering, I could have lights on me, which illuminated me just enough that I'm still on camera, and that was great. But I'm not gonna be able to do that without a second light. So I'm probably gonna bite the bullet. I'm really sick of spending money, but I think I'm gonna bite the bullet and just buy another light tomorrow, and then work with, returning this one and going from there. So I'm out of here, but I'll be back on tomorrow with more Monster Hunter story mode stuff. Peace.